pizza in like a year. What the fuck?
Hello, Drycast streamers. If you're listening to this in the future, you need to go to the to drywall.ws/Drycast and listen to the edited episode, because this is going to be no fun at all to sit through this whole freaking thing. However, I've got this new practice where the link should be in the description for the edited episode if it's already out. Remember, it's going to take this one like 2 weeks to get edited and released. So, bingo, bango, bimbo.
People watching this in the future aren't going to know why I was doing an a cappella rendition of a Barry White song, but maybe that should just be left ambiguous.
That's part of the drywall. What is it? It's the lore, but no, it's the what do they
IP,
call?
Intellectual property.
The ARG, the drywall ARG, the theoretical.
I don't know what that is.
I think it, like, whenever the new games come out, they have like the little like teaser previews, like Easter egg hunt kind of deals. It's I can't remember what it stands for. But they had one for Portal 2 where they leaked like some bullshit and you had to like do a bunch of crap on Steam to like, this is completely fucking stupid. I didn't even pay attention to it. I was so busy sucking dick. Swag. Hey, Shinjuku. Can't stop.
My God.
Can't stop, won't stop.
Welcome, Shinj.
Hello.
Shinj sounds like something you need like a vaccine against.
I got the Shinj.
If you've had shingles, you may have a shinge.
Dude, have you actually had shingles? It's really not fun.
No, isn't that where you basically break out in blisters?
Yeah, I had it. I didn't have it that bad, so I'm kind of thankful, but it was like
Isn't it like basically deadly if you're really old and you get it?
I don't think so. It's just like it's just a skin condition. It's just like you're really bad.
I thought there's like an actual like virus associated with it.
There is. I mean, it's like a, awful thing that I don't think it's fatal. I mean, it might be. I mean, breathing
I don't know science things.
I mean, I lived through it.
Show notes are out there, boys.
Round of applause for surviving, by the way.
I feel like it felt like I got kicked in the ass by like some flaming some fighting game character's like special move, and he like flame kicked my ass, and it like just really hurt for a good week or two.
Liu Kang. That's like the most relevant one I could think of.
I don't even know how to play fighting games.
Oh.
Guilty Gear.
So isn't that the one with the one character everybody jerks off to?
There's so
Which
many.
one?
Noelle.
No.
Okay, all right. Are we ready to begin?
Talk about jerking off to anime.
Yeah,
fighting
We're
game
talking about
characters.
jerking off
all
to
relevant.
Guilty Gear. This is important.
Have you?
No,
yeah, we gotta save this.
This
Have you ordered your
Bridget.
pizza? Have you ordered the pizza?
Yes.
Okay, I'm starting the episode.
Start it.
It takes a minute, dude. It takes a minute to get everything brewing. Okay? Come on. All right. I'm gonna do the thing. I'm gonna do the thing.
Drycast.
Piss.
We need a cooler intro.
I'm as cool as it gets. All right, and I picked
Bringing back Isaac Hayes so he can do our intro.
Vaporwave. All right. Okay.
Fuck that.
I'm doing the intro. I'm doing the intro now. Live from Studio Eat, it's episode 26 of Drycast, your friendly neighborhood culture podcast heard around the world. I'm your host, David Blue. Happy Wednesday. It is actually Wednesday. Today is May 27th, 2015, and that's the proper way to say it. Before we begin, I need to warn you that this is an explicit podcast. If you have children, that was a mistake, man. But regardless of that, they should not be listening to this podcast, or rather, you should use your own discretion. I'm all for, taking charge and taking charge of your kids and smacking them all up. So today in Studio Eat, I have BMW, Colin P, and Shinji, the rare gem, the precious jewel of Drycast. So, yeah, we were talking about masturbation.
No, we were talking about Guilty Gear.
Yeah, I figured out the character's name now.
That is ironically what I call masturbation.
It's the Bridget
I
character.
get that because of the guilt thing.
Yeah, and like there's a lot of gears involved.
Or it's
Shinji, you're
not as
honestly
bad.
one of my favorite beings. I really wish that we could hang out.
Oh, thanks. That's exactly what my therapist said yesterday. Look me dead in the eyes, Shinji. You're so fucking cool. I wish I was you. End quote.
That's what therapists are for.
God.
Sorry, I spilled beer all over my niche auto literature.
Ew.
Yes. Well, Guilty Gear is really fun, regardless of the fact that people masturbate to Bridget.
Yeah, that was the one.
I thought that you were gonna mention like some Street Fighter character because I noticed some nerds on my timeline who talk about Street Fighter characters like that, not Guilty Gear.
See,
I
the
mean-
only
Huh? Sorry, go ahead.
the only thing I know about fighting games are like all the characters that straight people jerk off to, and it doesn't bug me. It's very silly to me.
Guilty Gear is hilarious because everybody in that game is just like they have just ridiculously stupid weapons.
Well, yeah, no, I was about to say, like, Bridget's pretty cute and all, but, like, the whole yo-yo fighting style seems a bit silly.
Yeah, but it's fun. Like, there's a character in Guilty
local-
Gear that swings
local-
a fucking anchor.
Yeah, no. Pretty great character, by the way. Or, like, Faust, the dude who, like,
Yes.
kind of just contorts.
That's
I
a
love
good name.
Slayer. He like evaporates into like a blood like dimension and like warps behind you and shit, and he's like a vampire. And there's one character who like walks backwards and shoots like blobs out of his back.
Did you just say melts into a blood dimension?
I don't remember. I've been
That's
drinking
just-
all day.
That should be in, like, the new Twilight series.
Yeah. Well, we are talking about vampires, so it's automatically Twilight.
Why are you
Well,
babysitting one or two shots? Let me teach you how to turn it up a notch.
To quote the Kenneth.
Yes, I've been singing that all day, and there is something in my petty chatter about Kendrick Lamar. So shall we start?
And
With
he
the petty?
himself.
All right,
Yeah, okay.
petty. I'm going first. Petty chatter. This is David Blue here, with some intimate life details. All right. So first, I was advised by my good friend Ron, who is a girl, to watch the show Fringe, and I have been watching Fringe, and it's basically the Twilight Zone and X-Files much together. And I actually came to that conclusion on my own, which I'm kind of proud of, because that's a conclusion that lots of people come to. I mean, I read it after the fact, but I was like, this really combines a lot of elements with two shows that I've seen. But, you know, it was directed by J.J. Abrams, so there's lots of floating text. Lots of big floating text, and the intro song to Fringe, and the intro text is very similar to the Star Trek movies, the new ones, and the riff, the melody of the intro, is even somewhat similar to the Star Trek theme, leading me to believe that perhaps J.J. Abrams can only make one thing over and over and over again, and props to him for that. I also watched the movie Inglourious Bastards. I'm not sure why it was
Weird.
spelled so absolutely wrong. I think it was because they took the title, or Tarantino took the title from some Italian movie. And those bastards, there was nothing glorious about them. That's all I can say, really.
I remember when that movie came out, it had like the most dramatic and exciting trailer, and me and my dad were like so excited to see it because I'd just seen Planet Terror and Death Proof, and those are the only Tarantino movies I knew of. And then I was like, oh yeah, this is going to be awesome, and then it's just 2 hours of dialogue.
Well, see, Tarantino movies and BMW don't mix, but Tarantino movies and pretentious old David Blue do mix because I like dialogue.
I was gonna say Quentin Tarantino's a fucking hack and steals all of his ideas from low-budget 70s movies and then gets money from them.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's kind of a given, but I mean, I guess I enjoyed the film. It was okay.
Kill Bill is literally just they call her One Eye, but with white people in it. Like, whiter white people than the white person who was in it.
Well, we all love white people, you know?
I mean, to be fair though, like the film *Inglourious Bastards*, he ripped the titles from was like a spaghetti western. It wasn't anything to do with World War II.
I have absolutely no idea what spaghetti western is, but
no shit! It actually might have been a bad Italian Vietnam film. I might be getting them confused.
the spelling really threw me off. But it's apparently Tarantino and his editor were working together for had worked together on like every major movie that Tarantino had ever put out, and this is the last movie that he edited. So I don't know. Is that relevant to me? Not particularly. The only other thing that I have to contribute, this petty chatter is not really anything very substantial about my own life because I haven't been doing anything. But so Taylor Swift's music video for Bad Blood, which has Kenneth Lamar on it. Good old Ken. I'm guessing that, that plenty of people have seen it because it has something like 60 million views on YouTube. But the video is genuinely entertaining. It's very extravagant, that's for sure. In fact, I would like to know the budget because it features Taylor Swift and Kendrick Lamar sitting in a glass supercar. And I'm pretty sure it was just an excuse to, it was an exhibition of as many different crazy outfits as they could put Taylor Swift in, but the result was pretty crazy. And I'm pretty sure that Taylor Swift ended up blowing up the whole earth in that video. I also listened to all of Ariana Grande's second album, My Everything, and it's very rare that I come across music that I can't listen to, but the problem with Ariana Grande is her voice just gets very irritating after it's played for a while. And it's not because it's an irritating voice, it's because it's just very monotonous. And even though she switched genres a ton of times in both of her albums, actually I listened to both of them, her voice remained. So I had to split up the albums between a few days. So yeah, but none of you care about that. I'm pretty sure that's the end of my petty. So whoever wants to go next can go next.
Hold on, I'm looking into who this Ariana Grande person is.
Sorry.
Well, today I was I don't know, I was looking at the Wikipedia page, and apparently she's only 3 months older than I am, which makes me feel very inadequate because I haven't made millions of dollars.
Well,
The same
get
age.
working.
I'm working and flexing, bro. Have I ever said bro on Drycast before?
I don't like it. Can you not say it ever again?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that I say that regularly. I really wouldn't know.
There's a phonetic, not a phonetic, but there's a, almost a dialect map of the U.S. where it shows where people say bro the most. And, I've blacklisted those places as places I really don't want to ever be. Because hearing that vocalized is just, so unsettling.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the word either, to be honest.
It's not it really bothers me, there's some issue to it. It just does not sound good. There's words that just, don't sound good. Like I don't like the word fresh when people say fresh. Yeah.
I kind of like the word fresh, but I
When I
don't
hear
think,
the
I don't
word
think in the word
fresh-
context or in the context that we're talking about here.
When I hear the word fresh, it reminds me of this TV special, Graffiti Rock, that had the Treacherous 3 and Run DMC on it, and it was the first hip hop
I've seen that.
pilot. Yeah, and there's
Fresh.
a word that just like fresh just pops up as someone's like breakdancing. Like that's every time.
It's the proper use of the word.
See, that's a lot more entertaining than like when I think of fresh. It's some old person, like nondescript old person with like a bag of orange slices, and they bite into them. They're like, "Wow, these are fresh," you know. Ugh.
See, I think of that video actually same and Lil O. I'm fresh about the cleanest. Anyway,
Speaking of, Houston got fucking flooded.
oh, did it? It did? Oh yeah, the maritime slab. I saw that photo. That's pretty amazing.
That was so
Yeah.
cool.
Dude, like, I haven't done shit, and I just remember looking at my Twitter timeline at, like, 3 in the morning, because, like, and I was following someone from Houston, and, like, there were just parking garages, like, flooded, and, like, really loud thunder, like, all night, and ridiculous winds.
We
sucks.
poking out.
See, that's why you ride high instead of like slamming your car, cause like when you gotta go through some shit, like your slab on 28-inch rims that's lifted. I mean, you're just a boat.
Like rescuing people in like a $500,000 convertible Cadillac build.
Yes,
That's what I want.
Shit, I woke up this morning to Little O posting a picture from Instagram, the Oceans of Funk cover from ESG,
No
and it's
way.
like ESG got to work just fine, and I was like, oh,
That is amazing. I'm so like, just thank you, Lil O. Even though I really didn't like his first single in a long time. Thank you, Lil O. That's something probably worth mentioning. I don't think I mentioned in that last episode.
I think a lot of people in Houston don't really like Little O right now.
Well, I mean, he has kind of been promoting the same album for like 4 years. Every day. All day.
I mean, it worked for Dre. Am I right?
Drake went to Houston and made it a weekend, and I'm just gonna say that Drake is not Houston. He does not represent H-Town.
Drake Typhoon.
He didn't even, from what I heard, he did this thing like Houston Appreciation Weekend, and the only artist from Houston that was there last year was Kurt Cobain.
Wow.
I was 100% sure you were gonna say Kurt Cobain. And
Oh God, that would be funny.
I was a little astounded before you even finished.
Dude, fucking Drake brings back Kurt Cobain for the last Nirvana show for Houston Appreciation Week.
Drake is so pure and soft, he learns resurrection.
He just does like the Hatsune Miku hologram of Kurt Cobain.
Literally the same like animations for the Miku thing, but with Kurt Cobain over it.
Ugh.
So it's just like dancing around and like waving its arms really like flamboyantly.
I wish they had done that with Tupac.
You know, I wish they would have done that with Tupac.
I don't
Just like, they're like, hey guys, look at this amazing technology, and they just rip everyone off who bought the tickets as he just goes into like a loop of like Miku spinning radishes, leeks.
Is it Miku that does the leak thing?
Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
We're gonna piss off all the diehard vocal.
There's like one or two Vocaloid songs I think are cool. Can't even lie. I just think they're well done.
Vocaloid's a very good tool if you don't have an actual singer and you're making electronic music.
Yeah, like I've heard like some like lesser. I don't want to say lesser known because like they're still pretty well known, but they're like not Miku or like the other two who are really
It's like
popular.
Utah voice or whatever.
Yeah.
I know because I know a lot of people in the certain album that used that thing. And it's funny. It's like a novelty voice, and I downloaded it to kind of like try it out, but just very, very odd to work through.
There's a Miku guitar pedal, and
Oh,
whenever
yeah, I
you
saw that.
press it, the chords that you do come out as Miku singing. And I really want to play my guitar the way I do, with like nails stuck in it, with like a bottle of Remy, just like beating against the guitar, running through a Miku vocalizer.
I want to hear like a Miku Star Spangled Banger. Banger? What the fuck is wrong with me? It's the name of my new EP.
Star
It's dropping
Spangled
tomorrow.
Metal as
Banner,
fuck.
banger.
Let's go
No.
back
Okay.
in time.
But
The term
Star
banger.
Spangled,
The
Star
term banger
Spangled
is
Banner.
bad.
It's just the 3-song EP of you just saying "fuck" and then playing the Star Spangled
no,
Banner
but like
metal style.
honestly, just a Jimi Hendrix Star Spangled Banner, but through Miku.
Yes. Yes. What would Jimmy think of Mike?
I bet Jimmy would use a Miku pedal if he could have.
I mean, if I could, I would use it.
Let's give the Miku pedal to Hanatarash.
And you know, since it's a guitar pedal, if you have an in cable, you could use pretty much any instrument and have it turn into Miku's voice.
Miku cello.
Oh my god, I want to run like that through like a panel and just like a ton of like distortion pedals.
Exactly.
What the
Miku
fuck?
turntables.
You could do that. You could run one of your turntables from a white-red audio cable into the pedal one, and then have a scratch record and put the Miku thing over it.
Oh my god, just a Miku battle record.
Yes. I want to get like DJ Qbert to scratch up a Miku battle record.
I'd just like to mention that the technical term for the white red audio standard is RCA.
Wow, you're really...
So the word banger to describe a song, generally a good indicator that someone is awaiting purgatory's embrace.
Banger's a good word.
No.
Come on.
A
Let's
DJ
bang
Premier
banger.
can pull off saying it.
See, Colin P, I much prefer the way how you say it, which is this song really goes.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that better. Rather than, man, this is a banger. You know what's a banger? Beethoven's Fifth.
Oh,
You can
man.
bang that. You know what's a banger? Hamtaro Sleep Paralysis. Drywall.
That Ninth Symphony, though. Oh.
That Ninth Symphony bass.
That Ninth Symphony dough. Shit's lit. Hashtag Beethoven.
This is some fire swag. Fire wildin'.
Stay woke, turn up. Whatever else they say on the
Whole
Vine
Foods
website.
on fleek.
The Red Army Choir presents Dr. Dre's The Chronic.
Oh man. See, this is why we gotta bring back a small, isolated USSR recreation.
How did they get that many talented singers?
Because all they had to do was sing.
Assignment from birth.
They were terrified of living, so they sang.
I guess when you just recruit so much of your population, you're just like bound to, or I guess conscript, technically.
Yeah.
No, they were all into it. Every single one of them totally did it by it was all voluntary. Anyway, okay, let's formalize this and get petty chatter out of the way. So, Colin P, do you want to do petty chatter?
Oh, I suppose. I guess lately I've just been working. Not a whole lot, but I've been cooking up a mixtape because I need to
Ooh,
get
boy.
that out of my system.
Ooh boy.
The new Colin P mixtape, not a mixtape as in I've made music and put it on a mixtape. It's more like I'm getting together a bunch of shit and putting myself towards actually putting it together nicely. Putting. But it's really all I've been doing since the last time.
Yeah. Shinji, do you want to do a petty?
I mean, I guess I'm pretty fucking tired because I just got back. My family's moving, so I haven't been at the house because people are looking at it like at random hours, and they call us like 10 minutes beforehand. So that's pretty great.
So, do people come and tour your house at like 3 in the morning?
Well, let's see. We got back at 10 p.m. last night, and then we got a call at 7:30 a.m. that they wanted to see us at 8. That was cool because we had just like unpacked everything after being gone for like 5 days.
That's a group of people that are anxious, very anxious to become homeowners, I'd say.
Yeah.
Let's film an episode of House Hunters.
No, what's the one where they say, with Ty Pennington, where they say, move that bus?
Extreme
Like-
Home
Oh,
Makeover.
extreme makeover.
I just love
yeah.
the move that bus thing.
Dude, someone should sample that.
Oh, there's a video of me yelling, move that bus at BMW. And I recorded it with the Canon 7D. It's on the Drywall channel somewhere. It's probably
I'll
called
sample it.
Spying on Hot Girls or something.
.jpeg. That's a video.
That's the one where we like filmed a bottle of Windex.
Yeah, I filmed the
Isn't
bottle of... That actually is a separate video. I filmed the bottle of Windex and called it Spying on Hot Girls and tagged it appropriately. And it got... For a long time, it was the most popular video on the Drywall channel because it got like 2,000 views because people were like, whoa, really? Whoa, really? And then it's just Windex. And I didn't even change the preview image. The preview image is clearly Windex. But
Dude, it's all part of the plan. It's intriguing. People are like, dude, how does he find hot chicks with his Windex?
yeah, I'm gonna
Dude,
spray him
if
down.
you spray enough Windex on a wall, you'll be able to see through it.
No, if you spray enough
That'd be fucked.
ammonia-based glass cleaner on a girl, they'll be much more happy to allow you to film them having sex. So ammonia is a aphrodisiac, and that's what we've come to.
Jesus Christ.
I'll, I gotta go
Ammonia
do a
as an
thing.
aphrodisiac is probably the greatest thing that I've said in a few days.
That's absolutely awful.
I'm gonna go clear my name now. Yeah, I don't know. My parents got a new car. It's a Ford. It's a Ford Edge, I think. I haven't seen it yet.
Ooh, edgy.
Yeah.
No, I mean
yeah.
there's actually a Ford Edge in my town with the license plate edgy.
That's awful. I saw a Tesla with the license plate LOL oil.
Oh, now, okay. I'm sorry to interrupt your petty chatter segment, but how much do you want to talk to that guy in compared to anyone else on Earth? The answer is, I am running away at as fast as I physically can. I'm winded running away from this man.
I just, I don't, is he one of those guys who's like, I've bought a Tesla, I'll survive the energy apocalypse while everyone else dies. I've done it. This one purchase has saved me. I am infinitely renewable.
I mean,
Or is he just like, this is the funniest joke ever, I'm paying for a vanity plate?
I think that somebody gave him way too much money.
Or one of his friends thinks, is like a yes man for his shitty jokes.
Yeah, but I mean, okay, a Model S. I'm assuming it was a Model S. Was it a Roadster or a Model S? Was it a
Let me
sedan or
think.
was it
This
a little...
was a few months ago. This was in Vancouver, British Columbia.
Do you know which color it was?
It was black.
Okay, it was probably a Model S then.
Yeah, I assume so. It was
Yeah, I
It,
saw.
it was hard to take note of it in between the like 5 Maseratis that I passed a block after because rich Chinese kids.
See, their license plate could also be LOL oil.
Yeah, because they own the company.
Yeah. But
I'd rather be in a Maserati than a Tesla. Just put that.
the Model S is an intriguing automobile, but electric cars are the past, not the future. So,
I just want to replace all sidewalks with a giant conveyor belt.
that's actually
Like
relevant.
the airport ones where you can like walk and it's like you're sprinting.
No, but like think of how relaxed everyone would be. Like just be like, well, I gotta get to work. I'm gonna lie down on the ground here, catch a few Z's, show up at work. I'm not destroying the environment. I mean, we had to terraform half of the world.
Terraforming sidewalks. Okay, side note, this is a reason why I am friends with BMW, because we mentioned those airport conveyor belt things, and he doesn't say, man, that's a good respite from walking. He says, you walk and it feels like you're sprinting. And that's my kind of thing. Because, like, I never stand still on those. I always walk faster because you actually get, like, wind in your face, and people are, yeah.
Yeah, and people look at you strange because they're standing on the right and you're just sprinting on these things. It's just like, oh my god, I'm fuck.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's why we're friends. That's a good reason.
What you do is you, I don't know. I didn't really have a joke for that. Never mind.
Ride a motorcycle.
I should correct though. Inglourious Bastards, the Italian film, was a World War II film. I just got it confused. So, you know, in case someone wanted to call me out on that, I was wrong. So feel
Cold.
free. Now you don't have to worry if you're wrong about saying I'm wrong, because you're right. Please, I encourage it. Yeah, I don't know. I don't have much to talk about. Still hunting for that CRX. There's a few near me. I might try and pick one up. I might work on a mixtape thing, but by mixtape I really mean shitty EP. But mixtape sounds better and more official. Somehow.
Yeah, I was gonna. I'm not sure if I agree with that, but I'm certainly don't. I don't represent the populace. That's for sure. Ooh, E.
Yeah.
So if you get the CRX, will you paint a pinup girl on the side and name it the Stuka?
I mean that'd be pretty disgusting.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Okay.
I'm
Pinup
trying to
boy.
get a Mark II SI because those get like 40 miles to the gallon
Oh yeah.
before hybrids were a thing because they weigh like what? I think the 88 CRX has like a curb weight of like 1,700 pounds.
Same as actually a little bit more than the Honda Insight. This is the only remaining Honda Insight evangelist on the planet.
I mean, but CRXs are so much easier to like gut and
Do
then
you know
just
that?
have them.
Do you know that for certain?
No, I don't have an Insight to test.
Oh boy. Actually, that would be kind of a cool test. CRX versus stripped, virginized Insight.
Yeah, no, I wish like there was a essentially just fucking, why am I blanking on the name? 3 British dudes, race cars. I've seen Top Gear. I came to me as soon as I said British guys. Just one on like tuners, but run by like 90s anime nerds.
That's pretty much what Honk is gonna be.
Nice.
So just stick around. But yeah,
I'm glad. I find Honk pretty enjoyable.
I'm
on
glad.
a serious note. On a less serious note, though, yesterday some kid in the cafeteria gave me his mixtape, and it was okay. He had Nipsey Hussle featured on a few songs.
No
I
way.
was fucking impressed.
I don't know who the fuck that is.
I'm just. There's no way you could be an independent artist and get Nipsey Hussle on a mixtape.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't listened to it yet. I just read the track list. I'm wondering if maybe he just sampled like part of his verse and wanted to put in the feature or something.
Maybe his rich
probably-
parents.
He recorded it like over like the internet forum or something. I don't know.
That can't be because like Nipsey Hussle is huge right now, and also
I know.
he's the kind of guy who can sell. He put out his new mixtapes. Like he doesn't put out physical CDs. He like handmade 100 of them, and he sold them for like hundreds of dollars, and he sold all of them in like less than a day.
Well, that's what I'm wondering if like maybe it's like a feature from like years ago that he's just been sitting on.
Well, what if mommy and daddy paid for a verse?
That's the weirdest like concept.
I know, that's why it's one of the reasons why I vocalized it, but I was actually being serious. What if he has rich parents?
There's some like shady studio people who like record people like musicians and stuff, and then like sell the verse to people for like significantly cheaper, and like the person doesn't know who they are. I know like R.A. the Rugged Man was speaking on this earlier because someone bought a verse off of a shady producer who recorded a song that he hadn't put out yet, and then like he had that verse on some other dude's mixtape.
That's actually kind of a brilliant idea, but holy shit, that is such a modern crime. Like,
Mixtape based theft.
yeah, like taking a verse and then like just that someone recorded on your equipment and then putting it on something, or just like starting the equipment as soon as they walk into the studio. So if they're just like, fuck, can I get some water? And you just sell that for like, you sell that audio bit for like $30,000.
You ever think like some kid like making their own mixtape has been like trying to be edgy and like titled their songs as like song title .jpeg instead of like MP3 or FLAC or whatever, and it actually just fucked up the encoding because they did it wrong. So, like when people bought it, it just doesn't do anything.
Dude, we were talking about MP3 meta terrorism in a few episodes ago, which is sort of on the same lines, but that's actually a good idea. Yeah.
I don't have anything important to say, so you can move on to something real.
You're very real. I know you're a real boy. Let's see. BMW, do you want to do a petty?
Okay, here's what I've done. I have drank 3 bottles of Hennessy in the past 2 days. I found my son. I put a picture of him in the chat thing.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's it. I play gay anime games and drink Hennessy all day. And listen to Future.
Quirky. Dude, you're getting to Zoe Deschanel levels of quirky right now.
Oh god, fuck.
I listened to all of Future's discography and all of Chief Keef's mixtapes since Bang 2.
Bang.
And I kind of regret the latter.
I actually kind of want you to watch the music video for Bad Blood.
I'm not going to watch it.
Please.
Okay,
I'll download it off of Vimeo and I'll bootleg it. So you
David.
don't have to go to Vivo.
David, every time I hear a song on the radio and I'm like, this song is terrible, and it keeps getting played over and over, and I finally crack and look up who sang that song, it's always Taylor Swift.
Okay, actually,
Every time.
Here's what you do. Okay, load up the Bad Blood music
to
video
me, it's
and
like
mute
that
it.
all about that bass song. Just every day.
The
All
song
their
isn't
songs
good.
are grating. I hate her.
The song isn't good.
Then
So
why would I watch it?
just mute the video, because the video itself is very extravagant. And I mean, okay, you get to see Kendrick Lamar sitting in a supercar made out of glass. Like, I mean, I wasn't expecting to like this video. I don't know. I really don't like this song. I do kind of like Taylor Swift. I don't know. She's like charming in a certain way, because I don't know.
be forever.
That being said, I don't really listen to her music very often.
You know, like the thought of Kendrick Lamar being in a glass supercar
Yeah, like that's
That sounds, and this is, I think, a great idea for future music videos. It sounds like they took like some super hyperbolic brag in one of his verses and just filmed it, and I want them to do that more.
I don't think I've ever heard a Kenneth verse that was bragging ever. But I haven't listened to that much Kenny.
In fact, when he like talks about cars, he's like, "I'm riding in a stolen, broken down Mazda."
I was gonna
Yeah,
say,
no,
like, all
no,
I've
but I
ever
mean,
heard
like-
from Kendrick Lamar is criticism of well, it's criticism. That's it.
You know what's amazing? I actually found a freestyle video of Kendrick Lamar the other day that he did for a radio station a few years before Good Kid, Mad City came out, and he pretty much verbatim said one of the entire like verse for I forgot what song it was, but it was literally the same song, just like a couple words flipped around, like off the top of his head.
Maybe he just freestyles all of his albums. And it's a great
That's what Doe Beasley does, and he's
Oh.
like one of the most popular rappers in Houston right now.
I don't know who that is, but that is a pretty respectable idea. Let's see. Okay, I think we've all pettied, unless you've got more. BMW. I guess. Yeah.
Not really.
You got some pizza.
I did. I got a pizza and I drove a Mazda 2 today. And yeah, that's it.
Ooh. I got a new thing to add to car that I'm going to remind myself of.
The BMW 3.0 CSL concept.
That and I read a review of the new Mulsanne, and let's just say 800 foot-pounds of torque at 1750 RPM but I'll wait to talk about it anymore until we'll
dear.
structure the show. Yeah. Well,
I didn't read that review, but I saw the picture of the Mulsanne Speed, and it's like a really pretty dark blue, and I'm like, that's my new aspiration.
Dude, I'm pretty convinced that Automobile Magazine is the only readable, like actually enjoyable to read American car magazine, and I figured it out because one of the editors wrote about how influenced Automobile was by Car magazine in the UK. But anyway, I'm reading ahead.
Oh, one last thing. On Memorial Day, I was sitting down, and my sister was there, and she's driving a BMW 135i right now, which I love that car. And eventually cars came up because we were talking about anyway, she was like, yeah, you know what I really want? I just want a blacked out Rolls Royce Phantom so I can pull up and have everyone leave. And I was like,
You just give her a big hug.
My sis, I was like, I'm so proud of you.
Like, that's... If there's any point to show affection to your sister, that was it. That's... Jeez. You know, your sister's alright.
My sister's amazing. She's a lot cooler than I am.
That is such a cool idea for a... Like, she's like, what, 18? Like, 17, 18? And she already knows that a black Phantom is where it's at.
Dude, my sister's hilarious. Like, I see her, like, all the time. She drives, like, expensive, like, BMWs and shit. And she, like, has the most ridiculous stories. And I remember one time she's like, yeah, so I had to drop out of this community college class because there's this one bitch in there. And I wasn't scared of her. She was so scared of me that
I was there. I was there at that dinner when she told that story. That's the best thing ever. I'm sorry, I'm fucking terrorizing kids in this community college, so I had to drop out of this class.
Yeah. Yeah, my sister's great.
Much respect, definitely. All right, what do we want to talk about before we delve into all the dry ass stuff that I put in here? Lots of cultural things happened, I'm sure, right? Cultural things happened. You guys want to talk about Tomorrowland? and how it's a flop. The Disney movie that just came out, because it, like, according to the experts. Thank you for the noise. According to the experts of the film industry, the reason why this past weekend was the lowest blockbuster, is like the lowest revenue posted for Hollywood since 2001 on Memorial Day weekend is because of this one movie. And to be honest, I kind of want to see it now. So,
Like, I saw a trailer for that film, and it was probably the least interesting trailer you could possibly make in 2015. Like, I went to the Avengers movie because my friends were like,
No
let's go
way.
see the thing. And I was like, it was like the day after I got my haircut, so I was like, I'm going to show my friends my haircut, and I'm going to mentally blank for the entirety of this film, in which the ticket cost $12, and I got motion sickness from the IMAX glasses. But like, they showed the trailer for this like Tomorrowland film, and it was so like purposely vague because there's just no substance to it. The girl finds this pin, she grabs it, holy fuck, I'm going to the whoa.
Whoa.
And then it's, who is it?
Whoa.
George Clooney, that old wrinkle fuckhead. He's like, oh, you found this is the trailer. He's like, oh, I found this thing, and he's like, oh, that's not the thing you should be touching. And then then it's like the film name comes up, Disney, and I just don't know how you could possibly want it. Like, your brain says, okay, this is something I want to spend money on to go see. It was so boring.
all right.
And
So from a tricyclic source, this trailer was: girl bends down, picks up pin. George Clooney shows up, and it's just like, fuck, don't touch that. That's not what you want to touch. And then the Disney logo.
Essentially. And you know, like, music montage, she's the dog barking.
Tomorrowland, like that Coliseum in Disney World where they once had a robot and then they never used it ever again.
Ooh, so is the art okay? Does anyone know if there's any AI in this movie? Is that a thing?
No
I
fucking clue.
I googled it. There's a Gizmodo article. Tomorrowland is like watching a jetpack eat itself.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that headline.
That's pretty fantastic. That's probably more enjoyment than the movie. I recommend reading that title.
Well, that just makes me want to go see the movie.
No,
No,
don't
I-
spend your money on this film.
I want to see the first Disney film in a long time that's
Steal
a
it.
complete flop. I want to see the film that ruined Memorial Day weekend for Hollywood.
No, you need to steal. Can you steal, like, okay, you just need to like sneak into a movie theater
I'm gonna
and
steal the reels.
but you can't really like sneak into a film that nobody's going to be at.
I'm gonna dress
No,
up.
just get
like-
on your belly and crawl into the theater.
I'm gonna dress up like
And
Charlie
just don't
Chaplin.
stop.
I'm gonna get a
Metal Gear
mustache.
Solid into the movie theater.
I'm gonna get a mustache and a bowler hat, and I'm gonna run up like I'm in a silent film and break into the projection room and steal the rolls of film and run out with them and get in my Ford Model T and then drive away.
You make your your escape at like 25 miles an hour.
And there'll be a Vice journalist that's sitting in the passenger seat chronicling the whole thing.
There's just a Vice journalist who's like on shrooms and just asking you questions the entire time. Like, so why'd you like steal this film?
No, he's not asking questions. He's just screaming because he's having the worst trip of his life. So there's just a Vice journalist that's just there, like, ah!
We took shrooms as someone in a bowler hat stole the film print for
Tomorrowland.
whatever movie it is.
and we made our getaway in a Model T.
That is a headline.
Did I talk about the one Vice documentary I saw, and it was this guy in this war zone. I think it was in Syria or something, and like it's like one of these long time, like this guy's got prestige with Vice, he's been around for a while, and like
Got a big old beard.
he gets shot at. There's a scene where he gets shot at. I mean, I don't want to say scene. It's just like you hear bullets go past him, and his reaction is so suffocatingly nonchalant. It's like he's like, "Oh, we're getting shot at," and like the camera people are like, these bearded fucks. There's bearded fucks without their beanies on are running about, like they know they're going to die. in this fucking asshole. He's so cool about it.
Dude, I love living in 2015. I love that this is our culture, that this guy, fucking Vice, he just wants to die. Please, let the bullets go a little bit lower.
It's like he has this inflection, like it's something that's so, run of the mill. Oh, are those bullets? I mean, it only, the fear in his voice only kind of wells up after a few seconds, but like in that space of time, it's I just hate that.
Yeah, Vice, man. Vice is like it's technically in the same group of men's interest journalism that I think that I'm well suited to write for, but the only problem is that I mean, if I got offered a job at Vice, I would take it, but I don't know, man. I just don't know. There are so many horrible people involved
Ever
with
since
Vice.
the clickhole thing, where it's like Vice is getting a substantial thing, and I haven't seen a single Vice video, because every time I see Vice, I just imagine the little red
map.
blob
The map.
getting bigger.
That was my cover photo on Facebook for a long time.
Vice controlling the Middle East.
Yeah, just
Yes.
Vice is a faction taking over the Middle East.
Just a bunch of like spindly white dudes with AKs fucking shooting at militants.
Oh my god. Okay, did you guys see today, or it wasn't today, but the Clickhole did this video. Fuck. Hang on. I forgot it. I'm too drunk to remember.
To quote Jalopnik, why would anyone not buy a 1977 BMW 3.0 CS?
Yeah, I saw that and I was like, is Jalopnik becoming Clickhole? Because this is a heavily Clickhole influenced article. But okay. So the video is called, that I was talking about, "Watch this mother explain death to her child." And the quote is, everybody dies except me. Mommy doesn't die. There is no end for me. Like, is this, like, thank you so much, Clickhole, for that. All right, I'm going to take a quick potty break, but you guys continue.
I really like this tag on the notes that says BookCon. Like, what is
I haven't
this?
even seen the notes.
Oh, there's a lot more substance to them this time, which is nice.
Uh-oh, we're gonna have content today.
When I was at work today, I talked to like some old person about NPR. That was cool. Highlighted my day.
I told some guy at work today that if an Aston Martin Vantage V12 showed up, I might drive it, but I also might not.
What would stop you?
The brand image, like Aston Martin is fucking, it's cool. I'm not cool. I would rather drive a Maserati.
It's not like if as soon as you open the car door, like just slams shut and like kills you because you're not cool enough.
I'm looking for a certain level of filth with my fame.
Yeah, but like Aston is like, I feel like I wouldn't be cool enough for the car. I would have to sell it. I have to buy a Porsche 911.
You'd have to like, I feel like I'd just have to change my identity if I wanted to use it. Like maybe develop another personality while I'm driving.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
then just snap out of it once I get out.
That's scary.
Yeah, I don't know. I just like I not an entire personality, but like I feel like I would be very self-conscious like while driving it, and like end up inadvertently trying to be cool.
What are you driving?
We're talking about today at work. We were talking about cars, and I mentioned the beautiful display at the Mercedes dealership right now. It's two Bentley Continentals. There's a Maserati on the left, an Aston on the right, and a Porsche, and then it's surrounded by S classes. And
I've
I
got
offhand
to get over
mentioned,
there.
yeah, like I was just like, if a Aston Martin V12 Vantage showed up, I would probably drive it, but I also might not because I'm not cool enough.
That's always been my attitude on Aston Martin. Is it's like the only car that I genuinely would like. I don't think I would really feel comfortable in it because I know that I'm not cool enough.
That thing. Look at that thing. It's that blue paint. It's
Yeah, dude,
perfect.
that has been. You saw when they drove that on Top Gear, right?
I want to eat it.
No, yeah, it's definitely edible, but that blue color has kind of been the Aston thing lately, and I don't know, Aston Martin, like, it's the coolest brand in the world. It's been voted that for like 10 years in a row or something like that.
This car has dimples.
Yeah.
Wow.
To be honest, I'm not actually a big fan of all the ducks and stuff on this car because it looks a lot better without them. But Aston is like just this like anomaly really in the car world because there's nothing else like Aston Martin. Like there's no real competitor. Like it makes Grand Touring coupes, and so you can make a decision between an Aston Martin and now the S65 AMG coupe, or
I'd feel more comfortable in that.
or a Wraith, or I don't know. The thing about an Aston is, like I said, I really don't feel that way with many cars, but I don't think that I would feel out of place in an Aston Martin because I know that I'm just not cool enough. Now, if I somehow morph into a Silicon Valley whiz kid billionaire, tan with a nice smooth chest that lots of people love to rub, and a nice full head of like Italian hair, and I have a huge wardrobe of fitted suits, and I just ironically go to billionaire rooftop parties in Dubai. Yeah, then I'd feel comfortable in an Aston. But because there are a lot of cars that like the image doesn't indicate much about them, but you can tell when someone's comfortable in an Aston. And yeah.
Sorry, I don't want to cut you off. I'm just
No.
like, if I don't say something, I might,
Is it gonna come
blow it
out?
or something. No, I'm just like never awake when we do this. I'm just never awake in general, though. That's the problem. But yeah, I
Maserati
sat in an Aston Martin once, because this guy who was like a friend, my dad's friend, had one. He was like, "Yo, take a seat in it, kid," and it's weird. Like, it feels so nice, but also sort of like a coffin. That's my impression.
You said it was an Aston that you sat in?
Yeah,
Interesting.
like not a coffin in a bad way. That sounds really weird. What am I trying to say? Like, it was one of the comfiest ways I've ever sat on anything ever, so I felt weird knowing it was a car. So I was just like, well, it's not on. It's just kind of like this really comfy rectangle I'm in right now.
Yeah. Well, at the risk of sounding like an advertisement for Aston Martin, not that they do any advertising because they've never needed to. Aston is one of those things that's just it's like not really comparable to anything else because the characters of their cars are like they incorporate so many things from so many different aspects of life. But what you can tell about an Aston is that it is it is the automotive equivalent of a young, fit, brilliant, rich man. You know, like, okay, Don Draper, 60s cool, but Don Draper would never fit in an Aston because he's too broken and he's too bad. Bad broken men drive Jaguars. But an Aston is something for the top human beings, the peak of the fuckable mass. And well, that's, you can tell why I never feel comfortable in one. I feel like such a dork in an Aston. Like, I would drive a Rolls Royce and I would feel good. I feel comfortable in that. I drive a, you know, I don't know, a Bentley Brooklyns, and I think I would feel comfortable in that. But in an Aston, I would just feel like I was letting the car down. By the way, that Maserati concept is damn good.
Stunning.
Yeah. I actually, from a design standpoint, it's a little bit it's a little bit how can I, what good design term have I learned recently in my studies?
But hold on, look at those wheels.
Yeah, they're good. That's good.
I want to drive that car so bad. I'm really biased. I like Maseratis a lot.
I mean, Maserati is essentially the Italian Jaguar. So,
I know.
meaning that it's like Jag in the same sort of segment, but its characteristics, rather than being laid back and cool, it's just, I'm going to rupture every single thing in my path. So
I don't know what I was trying to say. And being in the Aston didn't feel like a coffin so much as it felt like I needed to get out as soon as possible as soon as I got in. Because, like, just by sitting in it, I felt like I was fucking everything up. I mean, part of that might have been because I was, like, a kid, but also, like, I felt like I was, like, behind the helm of a plane I didn't know how to fly that was, like, currently, like, throttling towards the ground.
Yeah, and like the interiors on like Astons are beautiful.
Well, no, like, it was just so, like, it feels like you're surrounded by sculptures
yeah,
that, like, you're afraid to break.
welcome to luxury.
Yeah.
That's not exclusive to Aston Martin, definitely.
Alienation is what I look for in my cars.
That is actually a prime component of a good luxury car is alienation.
I'm only looking for a Lotus Eclat.
I have an eclat, as in like something that gets in your veins.
Yeah, Lotus Eclat.
Oh my god, that's amazing. That looks like the Lamborghini Sun. What was it called? Sun something. Sun something. Fuck.
I saw this car in a really shitty British movie, and the main character drove a white one with an off-center dark blue stripe right at like that front vent, like kind of into that, but on the side. And I thought that was the coolest car I've ever seen, and ever since I've wanted one.
Holy shit, dude, that interior.
Yeah, the Lotus Spirit is also fantastic looking.
I forgot Lotus, like, actually had, like, amazing, like, leather.
I think I would still take in a Spirit V8.
The Eclat, though, also has, like, that, like, 80s spaceship sci-fi interior. Like, it looks like the interior was made by IBM. and I'm gonna go to Mars.
I'm trying to find this Lamborghini that's from the 80s. That's because it's very relevant, and it's not a Countach. It's a Lamborghini from the 80s, and it's not a Countach. That's what I'm trying to communicate.
Wasn't the Countach in the 70s though?
I think it was, but it was an icon in the 80s.
Pull up in a Porsche.
Sorry,
Pull
I'm
up
trying to find
in
this
a
fucking
Wraith.
model here.
Is it a 911?
Okay, it's the Lamborghini Silhouette. That's what I'm thinking.
I don't think I want to get in a Lamborghini Silhouette.
Look at that though. Like, I know it's not. It's like a baby Countach. It's even got baby Countach wheels, but it's a T-top, a Targa. Sorry, I'm trying to Targa. It's the non-American word for a T-top.
I like it.
Same. I'm a Lamborghini Silhouette fan, but we kind of entered car a little early.
Because I wanted to mention the CSL concept
Yeah. Okay.
and how fantastic it is.
For many reasons. One of them being, let's see. I don't remember exactly. I don't know if I read the article. I was probably drunk. But I think that the CEO it was either the CEO of M of the motorsport division, or it was the CEO of BMW, the entirety, pulled up in the concept to do the interview for some magazine. Like, he just pulled up in that. Like, oh, hey.
You know what I love about it is that it looks kind of like the i8 in that it feels like it should be around in 2015, but it also does like strikingly look like the original CSL. And like it's got little details about it, like the hood and the way that the skirts like go into the spoiler.
Yeah. No, it's definitely a very unique design. Very unique design. Very fresh. Very fresh.
And the interior is like, it's not a whole steering wheel.
Yeah.
And BMW was like, yeah, steering wheels are going out. And I was like, yeah, they are. BMW is taking out the wheel.
Yeah, I mean, that's been done before in concepts, but they've never explicitly said, we're taking out the wheel. That is a yoke. That's what that is. No, seriously, that's what that's called. That is a yoke.
I feel when Ford Seattleite will never be produced.
That feel when massive explosion noise. Okay, let's see. Let's see.
Did my mic just explode?
No, I was just saying that.
Oh.
I was
okay.
just being a goober.
Wow, I don't even drink. I have no excuse to be this stupid.
All right, well, I just had a drink of water, which brings me to news. This is the news segment of Drycast. Oh my god, BMW dropped. Oh my god, this is the end of the world. So, okay, we've got a request, guys.
Let's talk about aliens.
Yes. I'm going to see if I can narrow that down just a bit.
I think that suggestion has been there for a while. By whoever this person is.
It's the only dedicated listener to Drycast at this point.
Excellent.
Okay, so we were just about to go into... I can't believe I'm saying this. So apparently the demand for delivered bottled water is skyrocketing to a point where it's being noticed by the major news. Hence this journal article, Nestle taps into bottled water on demand. Now, without having read this in detail, I would make, and because it's frankly just not going to be that interesting to most people, I would guess this might have something to do with the drought in California that's been going on since California existed. Like, come on, stop describing it as the drought in California. It's just California. I mean, I don't know anything about California. Okay, all I know about California is that no one has a house. Everyone lives outside. And they can't ever go inside. They're just too restless. And they sleep under the stars every night, and they get dew on their eyelashes.
Also, everyone in California is E40.
Yeah, that's another important thing to mention. So, you get bottled water delivered to your house from Nestle. Anyway, Nintendo might be relevant. Why? Okay, correction.
Amiibos!
Nintendo might be relevant again. Why? A mutual fund just bought a bunch of Nintendo. Cool, that's it.
I thought Nintendo was still dying, or in the process of it.
What? I mean, what's the Wii U was the last thing that the Nintendo did.
But
And
they just have
anytime
to.
I hear about Nintendo now, it's either like pictures of the Splatoon girl, or it's like Amiibos.
Well, no, they just have to release Smash Brothers, and then they get sales.
True. But
It's
like,
it's like
Splatoon's
Halo.
the only thing that they've been doing.
Okay, I was more referring to something like creative rather than just retro, like squeezing every last bit out of the 30-something fucks.
Well, I think, like, I'd be hype if Nintendo went back to producing some baseball cards.
In those handheld games.
Like,
Baseball
They-
card hyphy. Sorry.
God, that sounds bad. I don't know
Oh, it
why,
does.
but like,
No,
it
it's
just,
very bad.
What's like the baseball card equivalent of a sideshow?
Yeah,
I don't want to be there.
I mean, Nintendo is not relevant, but that somebody paid a lot of money for some obscure Wall Street reason that I can't comprehend.
conspiracy.
This last thing in news is a opinion piece in the journal that is frankly completely irrelevant, and yeah, so I'm gonna ignore that. Okay, culture. BookCon is apparently a thing. Okay, let's see. Let me give you some names here.
I want to see some people cosplay as books. Like, is everyone there just a walking rectangle?
Now, see, that would be creative.
I want to show up to the Geneva Convention cosplaying as former war criminals.
Now that just cosplay as Hitler or Mussolini and go to the Geneva Convention and just be like, "Hey,
Hey, look, it's Milodon. Sorry, wait, what is Slobodan Milosevic? Tough.
no, it's okay. This premium restored mint condition fully loaded Nazi MP40 submachine gun is part of my cosplay." Hello, Barack Obama.
Hi, friends. I've dusted myself in Agent Orange.
Okay, guys, well, I just saw this headline in the back of the journal that says warding off the Cadillac tax. So I think I might have to investigate in that before we end this episode. I don't know what the Cadillac tax is, but this sounds good.
Sounds like a card you get in Community Chest and Monopoly. Ward off the Cadillac tax, collect $100.
All right, so this BookCon thing involves someone named Joey Graceffa, apparently a YouTube star. He can't be a star. I've never heard of him. Mindy Kaling, and who's a Hollywood personality, which is another good way of saying that they... I mean, a groupie, I guess. That's really the only thing you could describe a Hollywood personality as. And two authors, John Green and James Patterson. He'll be mingling with fans at BookCon next weekend as publishers court their most dedicated readers. What the actual fuck is this? Okay, I don't know if this is incredibly inaccurate or if we've actually just ended rationality completely, but what could that possibly mean? Publishers courting their most dedicated readers. That the relationship between a publisher and a reader, I mean, there is no way there. It's not a dynamic relationship. That's not something that can change. You go out and you buy a book. You don't buy 10,000 copies of one book. You just buy one.
See, but I want to know, like, what the person who buys books and then sells them has to say to me besides buy more books.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. Like,
I know,
what the actual fuck could a publisher do to
Alright,
court
so we got
its
some
readers?
new books in the, they're in the works.
Also, like, it's not like they're premium publishers. It's not like they're brand books. Here's my, I don't know,
This
Versace
really
book.
This everything about this is like death rattle. This just screams death rattle to me, this BookCon thing.
I wonder if, like, because, you know, like, when I dig for records, I look for record labels, but, like, that can't be applied to books.
No. I mean, okay, like... Okay, technically can, but if you do read books by publisher, you're a fucking douchebag.
Well, like,
Like
unless
hyper
it's
nerd.
like something like really specific, especially for like nonfiction. I guess if you want to narrow it down, like, I want to read a book on marine life, and this publisher only does that. But like,
But what the fuck?
you're gonna look for that anyways. It doesn't add a layer of help or usefulness.
I'm just wondering, like... I'm just wondering what this could possibly be. Like, I'm on the website right now.
Also,
Apparently this is the second year.
hasn't this already been a thing since forever with author book signings and meet and
Yeah,
greets?
exactly.
So, like, why put it in a room with less authors and
But
also celebrities?
In like this sort of thing where you go to an event relating to books really only makes sense for going to a book signing for an author. It doesn't make you can't a book convention. I mean, just what the fuck?
Thing is, like, book entails so many things. That's like saying, let's go to a utensil convention and get some
I would go.
brand name chopsticks.
And hang out with other people who like utensils.
Yeah.
we could use
Oh,
an-
hey, look, it's RZA.
What?
I met RZA at Utensil Con.
I met
Yeah.
RZA at the KitchenAid Con.
Yeah,
It was a real blast. Woo!
RZA buys as seen on TV color.
I mean, a utensil convention is just Sears. That's what that is. Like
Yeah.
that's just a department store. Okay.
I want to go to Utensil Con now and be like, hey, so do you like copper or whatever for your premium utensils?
Well, yeah, we could dredge up an old dry cast concept that I came up with. Because I'm a big.
That Utensil Con be the inventor of the fork.
Yo, what do you have to say to the
Hey,
inventor of
it's
the fork?
Martha Stewart. Thanks for showing up.
Martha Stewart's just like floating overhead, looking down with apathy, or she might open her mouth and it would just
Disgust,
be like it'd make like a low hum, like whoa.
It says Martha Stewart, but it's really just Little B singing Flex 36 when he goes Martha Stewart just over and over again over the intercom.
Yeah, okay, let me stick with this idea. I'm gonna dredge up this old concept from Drycast lore long ago, raw material conventions, where you go and just check out. You just have the whole periodic table represented, and you just go and touch a bunch of aluminum. There's just a bunch of aluminum cubes in a room. Boy, let's go check out the copper panel at this year's...
I really like the new titanium model for 2016.
Yeah, you know, nothing ever changes at this convention, because there hasn't been a new thing added to the periodic table in a very long time. Man, this convention does get a little stale, doesn't it?
Like, no one's even gonna change the book. If you change the book, you've just made something else. Like a phone.
Just go to Comic-Con, folks.
Or a film.
Just go to
An
Comic-Con.
anime convention.
Yeah, go to, okay, I don't know, go to Coachella. Go to a book signing.
At Coachella.
Go to a Michael Crichton meet and greet and ask him when the last time he had sex was, because of all the sexist things he says in his books. You'd be like, yo, Michael, like, do you actually have
It
sex?
has, you know, like the picture of the author, and underneath it's like, I still haven't had sex.
Yeah.
It's every book.
Like Michael Crichton, and it just says, it just, the caption is Michael Crichton, comma, who has never had sex.
No, it's like Michael Crichton, author, and then just like a quote, I still haven't had sex.
Oh my god! That's the preface of every book.
I think people at BookCon like cosplay Dan Brown.
I hope so. I hope there's like actual author like cosplayers.
Just memes.
Shit, like people
All right,
go to BookCon.
we're
like,
getting-
oh my
we're
God,
getting
I
into
saw,
territory-
Dan Brown.
Okay, that's not cosplay. Like, okay, so if my 45-year-old neighbor dresses up as Mark Twain and goes to an elementary school and calls it cosplay, that's not cosplay. That's dressing up as Mark Twain. That's just, I mean, dress up as Mark Twain and go to a book con. You really sort of, like, they just, conventions, man. Someone was like, yo, what if we could bring books back? What do people do with media nowadays? They have conventions. So they made a convention.
Just like
Okay, hold up. Like cosplays for like fictional characters. So I actually do want to go to BookCon and see cosplay because someone like when you read, you have a different picture of what a character looks like in your mind. I want to go and see a cosplayer for a book, and people like get it. Like
Oh,
oh,
that'd
that's
actually be awesome.
whatever.
Like, and I mean, but most of them would just be in
Sort
business
of.
casual wear. If we're going off the New York Times bestseller list, most of those books take place in the modern day. So, like, yeah, I'm cosplaying as
Cosplaying as Derek.
yeah, I'm cosplaying as Joe McMillan from what's the name of the show? Halt and Catch Fire. I'm cosplaying as I'm wearing business casual wear that was popular in the 1980s, which is popular again now. So I'm just wearing some business casual
just
stuff.
a dude.
Yeah, I'm just a guy.
I'm just gonna go up to BookCon and like give people fake names for fake books.
Like, seriously.
Oh shit, dude, you're Michael from I don't read, so this is difficult. You're Michael from Necromancer.
Except it'd be like books like what's the last book that Michael Crichton wrote?
Jaws.
That is not true. It's just
Do you like my cosplay? I'm Bill Murray from Bill Murray's autobiography. Go to hell.
see, I was about to say something like that about Mark Twain because Mark Twain has been portrayed in fictional works. So I
Yeah.
could cosplay as Mark Twain from Star Trek.
I'm cosplaying as ODB from that one teen fiction novel where the main character listened to Wu-Tang for a minute. Where they were playing a show in the background and our character noted that it was in fact Wu-Tang. with ODB, as this book was written in '98.
Okay,
Sweet.
just go up to like, I mean, this BookCon filled with people probably in suits. Just go up to people and be like, man, that's a bomb ass cosplay, and like it's a guy named Darren wearing a suit, and he's just like, excuse me. That would be it. And you're just like, no, your costume, dude, that's fucking really impressive. And you're just like, oh, this isn't a costume. And then you're just like, I get it. Staying in character, right? Good job, man.
You know, that actually
man.
also happens to you if you just don't dress up, but you go to a depressing enough convention.
Damn. I've never been to a convention, so I wouldn't know, but I wouldn't imagine a book thing being fun, particularly because reading's a very introverted hobby that you can't share a book.
Oh,
Thank you.
no-
Thank you, because that was the best way I was trying to sum up I was trying to sum up something about this, and you did it. That is the truth.
Okay, Comic-Con, you can show people comics and you can watch like cartoons like with people, but like you can't like hold a book in front of like a group of people like, yo dude, let's read this.
Let's read.
Dude, what if we made... Oh, sorry, I don't want to cut you off.
Oh wait, book clubs exist.
Have you been in kindergarten? You can like show a book in class. Just look at the pictures.
This could be a great iPad app where everyone is on the same page as a book and you can flip it and it
Oh boy. Oh boy. Now I would get in there and within 5 seconds I would just be flipping.
I know, it'd
Like-
be great.
That is okay. Seriously, that is such a good point though. Reading cannot be adapted into a social thing. You can have a book club where you set a marker for each week and then you talk about a segment in a book, but you cannot read together effectively. It's going to hold you back. It's going to hold somebody back if you read together. It just doesn't work. Reading together is pointless. It doesn't gain you anything. So and these people, like, I'm guessing they were just like, yo, well, we gotta, bring reading into the modern world. The pleasure of reading does not come from going to a convention and listening to Will Wheaton talk about his cats for 4 hours.
God,
Jesus
he
Christ.
could do that at any convention and they would let him in. That's terrifying.
He's properly enunciating all the things that his cats are doing. Very properly, and he's pooing. He's got the real pop in the mic, but he's still talking about his cats shitting. They are shitting.
You ever wonder what it'd be like, though, if you could, like, get a machine that would vocalize the, like, voice you use in your head to read text?
That would be just incredibly distracting.
No, like, so you could show other people what your narration voice sounds like. I mean, like, I'm pretty sure that's 100% impossible, but...
Not really.
I don't want anyone to know that Isaac Hayes narrates my entire existence.
Young
Holy
Thug
shit.
narrates every book I read.
You know who narrates my existence? Absolutely no one. Because I don't
No gods, no
Atheism.
masters.
I don't have any internal dialogue, so
Reddit army.
yeah. Oh, wait, or I guess if I do have internal
I'm gonna-
dialogue, it's just David Blue. David Blue.
Isaac Hayes Tulpa. There you go.
I can't believe that Reddit Army was said.
Ew.
I hate myself. I'm sorry about that.
No, that's good. That's always good. Stop apologizing for yourself. Be proud of it. The cats are shitting. I'm sorry. Will. Good old Will. We've gone a while without mentioning him. So I'm kind of proud of that. Or I should say I have. I should take I should hold myself accountable for mentioning Will Wheaton as much as I have.
When's he gonna write a Vice article?
Dude, he writes more than Vice's entire... Like, Will Wheaton probably has more properly edited, mind you, text on his blog than Vice publishes. Like, Will Wheaton
Yeah.
is a single... He's a one-man Vice magazine. But Will Wheaton is not of the same crowd as Vice. Will Wheaton is not a Gavin. He's not going to go up and say that women... He's not going to go up and be like, women in their natural state are not ambitious. and he's not going to go on Fox News. Will Wheaton is not that kind of person. Will Wheaton is just someone who is incredibly intelligent, but that intelligence was mutilated and morphed because of his child stardom in the Star Trek series. So he became this sort of like ultra 40-year-old. Like, he's just like everything about someone who grew up in the 80s and 90s, but like turned the fuck up, like amplified and fed through this extremely intellectual, extremely articulate persona. So it's just, you know, so I mean, he could write books about his cats, is what I'm saying. I think they have dogs, not cats.
Who gives a shit about Will Wheaton?
Me. As you can tell, I'm very fascinated by Will Wheaton.
It doesn't matter if you can say things eloquently if you're not saying anything at all.
I mean, I wouldn't say that he doesn't say anything at all.
I don't know anything about him, but you just said that he can write articles about his cats, and I'm just picturing him doing that kind of shit. It's just...
He could. He doesn't. I mean, I haven't read a Will Wheaton blog in a long time. He's a sort of the quirky crowd's Ryan Seacrest. So he'd be like the, you know, Ryan Seacrest sort of is like, you know, he's a wrangler, he's a collaborator, he's a groupie, he's a journalist in some extent, but he's like that for the Zooey Deschanel and Felicia Day crowd. You know, so he just sort of, he's got his tabletop gaming show. It's just really ideal for the, like, 35, I would say actually just 30 to 45-year-old who watched Star Trek when they were a kid, and now they're in the tech industry, probably IT, or maybe they're an engineer, and they like listening to podcasts and playing Star Wars: The Old Republic and World of Warcraft, but they also play... lots of board games on the weekends. You know, they're local arcade champions. They have lots of nostalgic things to say about arcades. Boy, and they had an Atari, and boy, they just loved Back to the Future, and boy, wouldn't it be great to just die in a DeLorean?
DeLorean.
Okay. I'm sorry, I got carried away.
I can't believe it. I'm 21 and I have arcade stories. I need to just go out.
Yeah, that's one thing that I can say. I don't know if I can say it with pride, but it's that video gaming missed me. The true reason that people like Will game.
Oh my god.
Hi, my name is BMW, and I've been to a multi-story Japanese arcade.
Oh my god, I just got the...
What? What'd you just get, Colin?
Yeah, never mind.
What did you get?
Nothing.
Boom.
I got swag.
Dave, I found out that Forza Horizon 2 is out on the Xbox 360.
Yeah, but from everything that I've heard, it is not worth buying on the 360. I mean, if you can get it for relatively cheap, you could, but apparently the graphics are reduced and it's incredibly laggy. So
that's a shame.
No, I mean, it probably is. I doubt they would release it. It's a big enough game that I doubt they would release it if it really was really that much crap. But I'm mainly saying that because everything I know about Forza Horizon 2 would lead me to believe that if I acquired this game, that I would never come out. I mean, it's apparently, you know, lots of scenic views of Europe. It's everything that Forza Horizon was, but turned up a notch, and they've got all the modern hypercars and supercars. And again, I would never come out. But
I'm gonna take that out of context.
Okay. Is that Don't
you think?
Okay.
Sorry.
No, go.
I'll finish it.
Nah.
No, this is like really stupid.
Please do it.
Like, don't you think it'd be pretty hype though, if in fucking Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, instead of a fucking fridge, Indiana Jones just got into a time traveling DeLorean. And like he didn't time travel away from the nuke, he just stayed in it.
Dude,
What
that's
if Indiana
amazing.
Jones just jumped in a coffin
Okay,
and
guys,
died?
I hate to interrupt, but I haven't been paying attention to my listener question. We got a more refined, more specific question from Null Cons that I'm sorry, I'm going to be droning on more and more because I do have an answer for this. So he asked originally, talk about aliens. It's not a question, it's a statement. Or a demand, it's a command. And I asked him to specify, and then I sent the money bag emoji and the alien head emoji. And his question was, how do you think they would be living compared to how we are living in a sense of government, currency, and general life? Okay, well, more likely than not, if life does exist, it does exist, but more than likely, right? So, but it's probably not something that we would think of necessarily. So you're in this sort of academic state where the answer is, well, it'd definitely be something that I wouldn't think of. But if we're going way out there, you can imagine all sorts of products of evolution. If we can accept that the principles of Darwinism are relatively they're going to be a constant across intelligent life. It does narrow it down a bit, but so right now all life that we know of is carbon based, which gives you a certain amount of restrictions. I'm not a biologist, so I can't really elaborate too much on that. But there is a theory, of course, that silicon-based life could exist, and well, that's pretty cool. But let's say that we're getting in a little bit of we're gonna science fiction it a little bit here and make it a little bit more malleable. So that we can talk about it. And let's say that they resemble us to a certain extent. Not even bipedals necessarily, but they have some sort of way to communicate thoughts and ideas, and they are individual beings. So there's just one entity in a body, as opposed to 3 or 4 entities communicating. Or 2, or you could all get out the Lego set. You could do anything you want, but well, if you want to hear the David Blue opinion, any society that would have the technology to visit us, which would make this relevant in the discussion. I mean, so let's just say this society visits us, right? That makes it a little bit more relevant. Or they make themselves discoverable. The level of technology would be to a level that's redundant. The level of technology would be at such a high one that they would have had to eliminate a lot of the things that humanity struggles with, namely a lack of self-awareness, violence, general, all the irrational behaviors, government, stupidity. So essentially they'd be living like me, because they'd be highly evolved and tight and sexy as hell. Yeah, there's your answer.
Golf clap.
I've got the clap. Jesus Christ. That's okay. Let's add that into the Tomorrowland film reel heist thing. I'd be running in yelling, "I've got the clap!" in my mustache and bowler hat.
Wouldn't it be great if, like, golf commentators just stopped giving a fuck and they're just like, golf clap? Like, they just said the words golf clap.
What if they just were like, look at that dude's butt? Like, man,
so fun.
Tiger is in some tight ass pants today.
Oh my god.
God, I mean, there's not a wrinkle on there, and I swear I can see the contours of his muscles. Tiger Woods, ladies and gentlemen.
the new golf channel where it just like slowly zooms in on the golfer's arm until you just like see the particles on their skin, and then instead of clapping, they just like shoot guns.
Dude,
Okay,
Awesome.
while we're talking about golf and how
Loud golf.
I mentioned Tiger Woods. Okay, so Tiger Woods is sort of, we can accept that he's like the Lance Armstrong of golf. He's like the only golf superstar that's really, like, people know his name outside of golf. And is that not, like, the funniest thing ever? Like, because he doesn't do anything different? So, every time I imagine Tiger Woods, I just, like, you know, it's like, man, that guy must hit golf balls faster than anyone else. Just like, whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. Golf balls flying everywhere. Rewrites the rules of the game. This guy is the Mickey Mantle of golf. I don't know who Mickey Mantle is, but I think that accent and Mickey Mantle are in some way related to baseball.
We need to. I like that idea. We need to like revamp golf, like Golf 2.
We need.
okay, what if there's like an Olympic triathlon where you hit a golf ball the farthest at a driving range, then you run over and you shoot a gun at the farthest target, and then you run over to another room and you take the most amount of punches from an Olympic boxer.
Golf 2 is the best thing I've heard today.
Okay,
The
Yeah.
reckoning.
Yeah.
Instead of like the irons, you just have like a gigantic mallet, and you just swing it and you hit the ball as hard as you can, and then you get in one of those golf cart things and you shoot guns, and we make golf loud.
Maybe
okay,
like
okay.
ultimate bocce ball though.
Combine
With a big
golf
mallet.
and cricket, but make the courses even bigger. And instead of golf cart, you have a supercharged Jaguar E-Type. And everyone has to have one because because cricket is involved, and therefore this has to be British. So we have to have the most British car ever made. Oh, no. All 800 horsepower Mini Coopers. And it's all a big race involving firearms, airstrikes, and
Lots of balls.
and lots of spheres. Okay,
Well, then it'd just be like polo, like ultimate polo.
With
combine polo, cricket, golf, and what's another really irrelevant sport?
croquet.
Shot put.
Oh, freaking ultimate polo.
Ultimate polo actually is a good idea. But okay, real quick, Nolcon's got another question. Views on pantheism. It's not true. That's
It's
it.
pantheism.
It's don't worry about it. It's not true.
I'm worrying about it.
Google it.
Oh.
So, but back to golf 2. Or or we could simply move on to golf 3 and combine polo, golf, cricket, shot put, and extreme off-road mountain biking.
Wait,
Oh shit!
what if
That's an idea. Okay.
what
golf,
if we just do wait, sorry, finish yours.
golf 4? Everyone is on
We're already
a
on
mountain
4.
bike. Everyone's on a mountain bike in the middle of Colorado, and they've got like gigantic, like homing rocket-sized like machines bolted onto the person on the back, and they have to off-road while shooting mega golf balls at each other.
How big is a mega
Well,
golf
what if-
ball?
It's like a golf ball.
Guys, I think we're overthinking this. What if we just do jousting 2.0 with Kawasaki's and Glocks?
Yes.
I mean, that'd be like the after sport. You know, that'd be like the nightcap to golf 2. That'd be a more simple alternative to golf 2.
Witchblades and ATVs.
See, I think a Kawasaki Ninja, you get 2 of them on each side, and they've got the pole thing, but there's tasers on the end. And they
No.
drive at very high speeds towards each other, and one of them gets hit by the taser.
No, I think we should just do Glocks, but you only get one round. And you have to fight gangster style.
I mean, games are just kind of a waste of time when you're involving weaponry. Like it just, you know, I mean, jousting. Okay, if we could create cyber jousting, we would truly know that that technology is irrelevant culturally, and that we are only going to repeat and technology is only going to enable us to be more medieval. So cyber jousting is my kind of thing, but I'm thinking we do it on a grand scale.
Like a cyber jousting death match, like free for all.
In space.
Do you think there are aliens that basically can exist in the vacuum of space and they just kind of float around and they're like the annoying animal of space and we just
Yeah,
haven't
but no
found
one
yet?
wants to be them, dude. I mean,
What would their equivalent of golf be?
oh my god! Now
Sand
that is a
wedge?
Drycast question, folks. Only on Drycast. You go check out the instance with Scott Johnson. Let him. Okay, please let me know the moment when Scott Johnson asks, "What is a static, ancient space amoeba's equivalent of golf?" When you hear Scott Johnson ask that question and deal with that question on the instance, you come find me, and I will listen to every episode of the instance. Sorry, carry on.
Calling someone the sand wedge of humanity sounds pretty depressing.
That's Scott Johnson. Like,
Lob wedge. Just
anyway.
I don't even know what it entails, really.
Gosh, I'm really in the mood to go get my golf clubs lengthened.
I'm really in the mood to read BuzzFeed Food and drive to a golf course.
Can we talk about BuzzFeed food? Like, I was,
Yes.
oh my fucking god, I got
Can't
so.
believe they missed out on the opportunity for Buzz Food.
Okay, so I've seen 3 different BuzzFeed articles about southern India, and I really just want to take all of the people who go on BuzzFeed Food and want to interact with this media and ship them to South India, because
Yeah,
they wouldn't last a day.
Without any vaccines, just send them like dry.
Oh yeah, and India's fucking dangerous. They're like, oh my god, Taco Bell in South India has tiki masala burritos. We have to go there. We have
What
to
the
go
fuck
there.
is that? Okay, so this
Why
is
would you?
gonna seem awfully bland, but I'll get it out of the way real quick. But in this subject, the other day I was listening to NPR for the first time in a while, mind you, and they had some sort of nutritional cultural expert on the show, but he was definitely pro foodie. And the host of the show who was interviewing him, this is the first time I've ever heard someone outside my friend group make this argument or even allude to this argument. Of course, she was interviewing, so she wasn't making any arguments, but she was like, after they were talking about all this obscure foodie stuff, they were talking, God, all the words that every single like jargon term that they used made me laugh. Like, we're talking about like, this wasn't one, but like cyber vegan, something like that, you know. Like
that's
like
my new aesthetic.
like cyber bread, like that's the kind of shit that they're just like the most ridiculous, obscure, irrelevant. So anyway, this lady, she asks this question, and I stopped my car. She was like, "Do you think that it's possible that in Western culture, food is taking a little bit too much importance these days in our daily lives? Like maybe
Oh my
we're
God.
blowing this out of proportion?" And I was like, "Girl, yes, NPR, yes."
Truly the midway between madness and, you know, some sort of voice of reason.
I don't give high fives, but I would give her a high five. I mean, I've always found high fives meaningless, but let's assume this woman actually would value my high five. I would give her a high five.
No, but that's like actually really startling because the moment you make that argument, like I've done it in person and people are just like, that is so fucking alien. Like, what do you mean? Why would we stop fetishizing preparation and, you know, like, Jesus, are you stupid?
I like eating food, but like it's on the internet. It's like people try so hard to like connect eating with
Anyways.
something above them.
Exactly.
Have you ever had a banana hot dog? You just get a hot dog bun, you put peanut butter and jelly in it, and then you put a banana in it.
Well, I shared the perfect photo today. I think this is this is as bad as I've ever seen it. So George Takei has shared a photo today that it was a meme photo. Marry the one who gives you the same feeling you get when you see food coming at a restaurant. You know what I get? You know what feeling I get when I see food coming at a
Rage.
restaurant? Even if I'm starving? Nothing. Nothing. Oh, I see. The food's arrived.
Please stop hating on George Takei. He saved the gays and invented Star Trek.
I like George
destroyed
Takei.
homophobia.
I like George Takei, but he is a very sheltered being.
He turned his phaser on, killed homophobia.
I mean, I respect it. That's amazing. But I respect George Takei for recognizing the foodie culture early on. I mean, he perhaps maybe was a large instigator of it. I don't really know. I don't spend much time in these circles, right? And capitalizing off of it. Fuck yeah, if I could capitalize off of food memes, I'd do it right now. If I could buy a Bentley from the money I made from making really anti-human intellectual jokes, like memes about food, the irony of that, even though only I would be able to share in that irony of buying a Bentley from that, I would treasure that forever. That would be a major life accomplishment. So I respect George Takei for that. But I mean, so you know, I have really bad eating habits, but when I do travel someplace, right, I think it's perfectly reasonable to be like, you know, this place has a culturally distinct food, right? It would be interesting while I'm here and sampling the culture to eat there instead of going to eat at McDonald's, right? Even I can appreciate that. That's healthy foodieism, you know. But saying you've met the one when like comparing them to the food coming at a restaurant, if that one photo is an illustration of everything, it is the end. It's the end, guys. Is
it bad that like all that's suggesting in my head is just the thought of, oh, thank God they didn't take my money and leave?
Yeah.
Like,
I'm getting something for my money.
yeah, like that seems like such a weird thing to compare to, like, because I don't know about you, but like seeing the food at a restaurant is like normally expected. I'm not commonly mugged in that fashion.
Yeah.
Oh shit! New trend in food. Restaurant mugging. You pay and then you might get your food.
Yeah, man, you never know. It's a big gamble.
You pay
You
them
might
to
go away
roll a
hungry.
die in front of them.
Your
And
waiter
if you
might
roll a
just
6,
get you your water put on the table and then turn around and hit you with a blackjack and then take all your money.
Oh my god. I want to get assaulted by a waiter.
Yeah, you know, I would go to that place. Fuck yeah.
you could totally profit off that. Like, you have like a menu and you have to roll a die, and depending on what number you get, like, say you want like something in the middle, you roll 3, you get the item 3 above it.
Look, this is the Five Guys for the real thrill seekers, the adrenaline junkies.
Like, no, but that's something stupid enough people would go to.
Oh shit! Even better. Okay, iPad menu randomized. Every time you click on something, it's constantly changing menu.
Yeah,
and you have to press it.
Yeah, constantly moving, and so you have to snag one.
You have to beat a game of Angry Birds to unlock the menu.
You have to play Flappy Soldier.
The result of this is that you're never going to eat what you wanted to eat.
You might get assaulted by a blackjack.
Like, woo! Real
I'm gonna
thrill
get the-
seekers going here.
Waitress
get the
pulls
Ratatouille.
gun on 5 patrons.
Jesus.
Shots fired in the restaurant. Nobody surprised.
Another murder today at IHOP.
Seriously want to get a concussion from a waiter just like completely fucking destroying me.
That would be like,
I want to get hit by a waiter and have my face fall unconscious into a plate of tiki masala.
you know what I want, Jeeves. I don't want the calamari. I want you to smack me in the face.
You just wake up, oh man, it's like the food came instantly because I was stone just out of it for 5 hours and my food's here.
Okay,
think
Nilkons,
I didn't have to wait.
Wait, okay, like, Nilkons has got another contribution here. He sent me this article. Hang on a second, I'm gonna link this.
Who is this?
He's the only dedicated listener of Drycast at this very moment. So we're gonna treat him with the ultimate. We're gonna treat him like Barack Obama.
Alright, Mr. Brock.
Okay, So let's see. I can see from this headline right now, and I'm going to indulge more than this, but the headline
like-
is, "Whoa, dude, are we inside a computer right now?" And I can tell you that we're not. We are not. So with that said, let's see if this is
No,
any
but think
more
about
complicated
this.
of an answer to this.
We, as in our voices, are this personality that is captured. Okay.
PlayStation 7 will be able to compute about 10,000 human lifetimes simultaneously in real time, or about a human lifetime in an hour.
See, now that is a worthwhile contribution.
I hope
Thank you,
that's
no
a
offense.
promise.
Hang on.
Dude, I'm getting a PS7.
Dude, I want to see how my life turns out. I have 1 hour to kill.
Like, can you imagine being the CEO of Sony that's been with the PlayStation product since the beginning, and like the beginning you see just like, you know, or you see like a flashback celebration of the anniversary or something, and you see some like gameplay footage from Gran Turismo, the original one on the PlayStation, you know, with let's see, I don't know, the Donna's playing, right? You know, and then the next screen is like this humanly incomprehensible through visual means simulation of 10,000 lifetimes. Like, boy, we really have come a long way. And it's like, yes, that is definitely that is something I can agree with.
And then it zooms out, and it was actually like that was the lifetime of like the founder's best friend, and like it's single tear just falls from his eye. This directed by M. Night Shyamalan.
Starring Keanu Reeves.
Ooh, what was that one movie that? Yeah, I'm not gonna go there. Never mind.
Constantine, A Scanner Darkly,
Caligula.
The Matrix.
No, it
Dude,
wasn't-
I just took acid and watched Matrix, and we might be at a computer.
I just watched Bill and Ted.
Brandon, chill out, dude. You just need to just rest on it, man. Don't worry about this.
Wade, take a chill.
Wade, yeah. Wade, it's okay. It's gonna be all right. Wade, you have to calm down. Breathe slowly. It's gonna be all right. It's gonna be all right, Wade. We're not in a computer.
We just need to start saying Wade more.
Wade's a great name, but my default is Sean.
Did I
Huh.
did I tell you guys about how a while ago there was this trend at my gas station where somehow it came up that there was this employee named Wade that worked that used to work there, and no, he worked at the other store. That's right, and no one really knew who this guy was, and apparently he didn't really work there. So we just started blaming everything on Wade. So like if you dropped, you know, I don't know, if I spill the mop bucket, it's just like, come on, Wade. Fuck that Wade guy. See, that's who Wade is. Wade is the blame bearer. He bears the great burden for all of us. But you don't show him this article because he's going to be confused for years. He's going to be vaping and he's going to be terrified.
He's mid-vape, and he's finally having self-actualization.
Wade, do not vape and read this article. Do not.
I hope that's gonna be...
I don't know, Daryl. And Daryl probably, you know, all he looks forward to is the next half-ton pickup from Chevy. And that's a really generically, it's a
It's so damning.
low-brow joke on Americans, but I can back it up. That's the difference. I can back it up with personal experience because I was Daryl.
Because you live in the Midwest.
Because I was Daryl.
Because I'm a Chevy guy.
Yeah.
You can't handle the Chevy.
I
that's why you
I
drive a
actually did
Ford.
grow up in a Chevy family. Yep.
I
And-
didn't
and-
know this kind of like truck fetishism existed until I started working and ran into these people. But I'm just gonna throw out that never mind. I'm not gonna say.
Dude, brand loyalty in the in 20th century America is fascinating to me, and because I grew up mostly around old people, so these people, that's how they knew. I mean, the only way that they knew really where to get a quality product is by brands. They just trusted that their brand would more or less reflect what they wanted in their products, because they didn't pay attention to consumer journalism. In other words, David Blue is the god that's going to save you from capitalist exploitation and through positive quasi-capitalist evangelism. So, sorry, I should stop with that. Should keep that in.
Projecting too hard.
But I'm not trying. It just kind of falls out of me all over the mic.
I think I do that pretty hard too, so I can't really. Well,
perhaps someone wants to hear 2 hours of me screaming at them, or actually about me droning on and on in a monotonous tone about Will Wheaton.
You should probably just write a book about it.
Yeah, I mean, have you seen the book that I started?
No.
It's called Gavin Cabbage. It's a children's book in which there's a creationist parody story where the god's name is Gord, and he has a wife that's Hotball, and Hotball is eventually punished and has to become the sun. But and then the devil is a sock that fell off of Gord. It fell into the humor hole. That's it. And ruminated, and it became an intelligent, and that's Satan. Yeah. So, let's see. We should talk about this Twitter mute thing, because the Twitter mute thing happened. Oh my god, there's a joke.
I muted Shinji.
I muted. Can we just pause and appreciate Fall of Wade? Can we just...
Sounds like a Halo sequel.
I really want that to be the title of my Raw Milk Moonshiner parody movie, where it's a Quentin Tarantino style movie on moonshining, except the thing that they're moonshining is actually raw milk, and it's in 2015, but there's still bowler hats and Model A Fords. And there's like a raid where cops have AR-15s and they're screaming, "Where's the milk?" And then like they dig out some milk jugs from the secret compartment in the Model A as they have Wade up against the car in handcuffs, and he's like, "Fuck you pigs." And the cop holds up this glass jug of milk and says, "You're going away for a long time, buddy."
I want the trailer just of like a really like rough, serious voice. Just be like, "This summer, got milk?"
Oh man.
And then
I
that's
should have seen that coming.
fucking commercial. Gets everyone in the theaters.
Marshall. That is a good word.
From the director of WALL-E.
Dude. Heck yeah. Just in a major syndicated trailer claimed to have directed a movie I didn't. Like someone at Pixar happens to see this trailer and be like, I'm pretty sure that we made that movie.
Well, I mean, like, you could argue for, like Heinz ketchup.
I've
says
had
like,
it, yes.
It's like 57 varieties or whatever. Like on the bottle.
Yeah.
They have like 4, but they said, it'd be a really good tagline. And that's literally just their tagline. It has no meaning.
That's amazing.
So I'm pretty sure the precedent is set that you could just say, from the director of WALL-E. In fact, maybe from the director of 57 various WALL-Es.
From the director of all 57 WALL-Es.
The director of 83.
From the director of 4. Yeah.
Cubs. 9.
That's not gonna be funny to anyone listening, but that's as good as it gets, guys. Okay. So the Twitter mute thing. You guys, I mean, I don't mute or block anyone on Twitter, so you guys are gonna have to do this one for me.
How do you not block anyone?
Because I just welcome all content. I've never seen anyone on Twitter, or I've never been harassed on Twitter. I welcome it. I mean, because then I could just direct them to my, I mean, it just buff anything. Any attention is good, negative or positive.
The mute thing is irrelevant. I like it because I've only have like a handful of people that I blocked, and that I don't want them reading my tweets, and I don't want to see them ever again. But the mute thing is convenient if you're following someone and they retweet 7,000 things of that bacon meme. You can just mute the
fucking
source.
bacon.
You can mute the source, you can mute whoever's making bad anime memes. Personally, I have every single one of those Love Live bots muted. So I never have to see any anime content ever, and it's beautiful. I love the mute button. It's the greatest thing that's happened to Twitter. And, yeah, the block thing is just a little too extreme, and if you soft block, then you are pathetic, really.
Is soft blocking where you
it's where
block
you
and
block someone and then you immediately unblock them,
Yeah.
so you force them to unfollow.
Yeah.
It's really childish.
I don't know. I mean, I feel like I can't imagine any situation in which I would block someone.
I can't imagine a situation where I'd soft block someone, because like you're getting. I mean, like, I understand, like, blocking, like, if you get harassed by someone, you want to block them, but, like, if you soft block them, it's like, I don't want you to read my content. Okay, mute them. Like, you don't have to pay attention to that person. Why do you want them to unfollow you?
I see the mute button. I happen to be on Phone Eating Bear's account to test this out.
Shit. Live on Drycast, you're about to mute Phone Eating Bear.
No, I'm never going to do that. I'm going to maintain my record of never taking any action related to silencing my Twitter stuff. I can understand. I mean, I've never been harassed, but if I was harassed and someone was just filling up my notifications with mentions, yeah, that is definitely a reason to block someone.
Yeah, and the mute button thing, like when the bacon timeline thing happens.
Yeah, definitely.
What are you guys talking about?
Okay. You know Little Caesars.
Yeah.
They did this thing where they started doing pizzas where they wrap the entire thing in bacon, and they had this thing called the bacon timeline. And what you do is you go on the website and you just hit a number between like 1 and like 90, and it makes 90 tweets and stretches out a piece of bacon into 90 tweets and auto posts all of it.
Oh my god.
That's
But,
something like that is actually an intelligent marketing strategy by Little Caesars, because only a place like Little Caesars, which is aware of just how absolutely trashy it is, could get away with doing something like that.
That's like almost like data terrorism.
Yeah, dude, like, I didn't believe it at first. Like, I was just going through Twitter like normally, and all of a sudden I would just see pieces of bacon, and I'm like, what is this? And then it got big. It got real big. You would scroll up, and it would just be different pieces of bacon, because people would be like putting in like 90, and then like other people would be like retweeting like inch 34 or like inch 70 of this piece of bacon, and it was hell.
Now isn't this something that you would expect me to participate in normally? Like this kind of thing would be something that
You
expect
in
me to do.
2012, yeah.
But that's the thing, is even back then, and I did a bunch of stuff that I wouldn't do that, then. But I can tell you that with food, I'd never do it, because I've never in my entire life found food funny. And the bacon thing makes me want to kill. Not that bacon thing, but the whole just put bacon on anything. This is funny because bacon tends to release a lot more dopamine in your brain than most foods do. So let's make it into a joke. Haha, I can put bacon on anything. Bacon anytime, man. I just love bacon.
I'm
funny.
just saying, as a concept for social media, that was a total bomb for anyone who had to be caught in the crossfire. And I hate that meme, and I also hate Pepito's cat.
I think that's cute because that's the one that comes back home, right?
Yes, it's cute, and somebody goes through Pepito's cat timeline and retweets, Pepito's back home, Pepito left, Pepito came back home, Pepito left for 300 tweets.
See, I just love that the bot is not actually all that accurate because sometimes you'll see, well, in fact, like a lot of the time, it won't catch Pepito leaving. So it'll just say Pepito's back home twice. It's like, well, man, come on, there's a gap. Or it's just like
I
Pepito's
like
back.
multiplying.
Welcome
Or it's
home.
like so blurry that you've never actually seen Pepito.
Yeah, like welcome home, Pepito, and then it's just nothing there. Oh
It sounds
boy.
like just absurdist humor. Like the bot just starts posting blank images. Just welcome
Dude,
home.
the Pepito bot becomes the first true example of human-created actual artificial intelligence because through its repetitive task, it develops a actual hatred for its occupation, and so it just starts tweeting "fuck Pepito," and then just like random tiles of. It just tweets one huge byte of image data. It's one big black bar.
Nice.
The first AI to really lose it.
Great art bot goes berserk.
Great art bot goes crazy. Great art bot out of control. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. So let's see. Do we want to do car, even though we've done a lot of car? Because it seems like that's where we're at right now. We don't do word association anymore. I should just remove it. It
Why?
hasn't. Well, because has it ever actually been fun?
No, because we always get sidetracked.
Well, the whole point. I think the point is that, or the whole problem is that people don't stay.
The
supposed to get-
problem is people have goals that they want to get to when they do word association.
That's not what word association is. I've failed to communicate somehow what word association actually is as a psychological concept, or no one cares. I would guess it's probably the second one, and they just do whatever they want because they think it's funnier. But I'm
Yeah,
telling you
it's-
that, like, saying whatever comes to mind, legitimately whatever comes to mind, and associating something can lead to some wonderful things, and is probably the only original drycast segment that could be worth anything, other than like explicitly petty chattering. To get that out of the way, because most podcasts are just
Drycast,
like
Castaway, Wilson. Did it?
Oh, this fella asked our favorite anime, or maybe David's.
my favorite anime.
Which,
Well, that's gonna be a tough one.
Drycast.
Um,
Anyway.
the anime that I've seen. Let's see, the most expected, the one you'd expect is Initial D. I've seen a few episodes of Initial D, and I think I would like it more, except for the annoying best friend kid who ruins the entire thing for me, but also makes it hilarious, but also makes it unwatchable. Milky Holmes. I've seen Madoka. You know, I almost want to say, and this is really, I might take flack for this, but in the sense that probably the only anime that I've ever watched and felt anything, felt any tingling happening, felt any like actual intrigue was Madoka, because of just the art was just, I don't know what the plot was at all because I was sleeping through most of it, but the art was like fucking crazy. But
I remember showing you Ghost in the Shell.
Yeah, Ghost in the Shell was crazy too, but that was too long ago for me to remember. Again, I don't really remember anything. I don't even remember Madoka. I remember one scene, and Madoka was like, that's it.
We need to watch Redline.
Oh yeah.
It's fucking dumb as hell.
dude, we need to get. I mean, James Wilson's a real man now. He's legitimate. He's verified man. So he's going to be making a lot more money. So he might, be making the money to travel here, and watch movies. Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Imagine Phone Eating Bear, James Wilson, and you and I hanging out like good old buds, slapping each other's backs, and not virtually, but real slapping. That ringing noise that your chest cavity can make when it gets hit. Lots of that, just lots of slapping. Yeah. But okay, so I don't watch anime, and so that was the perfect. That was the absolute wrong question to ask. I'm gonna get another beer while BMW is gone. I'll be back. Oh, he's back. I'm getting beer. I'll be right back.
I can't believe that I said anime sucks and started humming a Descendants song and got.
One of the related videos in the stream is titled "Really Big Brown Trout Caught in Colorado."
Incredible. Wow.
I'm gonna have to click on that to believe it, because in Colorado, that changes everything.
Riplips.com.
I know,
Steel.
it's so much easier to just point to fucking Vice, but imagine being the guy who has to think of puns for the 4 o'clock news.
What's the 4 o'clock news?
Daytime news.
Yeah, midday.
Oh, I
Yeah.
thought you meant 4 as in 4 in the morning.
Oh no! Whoa, that'd be that's the Twilight Zone news when Eric Andre hosts it. Oh my god, dude! Hannibal Buress hosting the news. I'd watch that.
All of my YouTube recommendations are filled with gay porn drama CDs and cryptid videos, real goblins. And then now there's all these fishing videos.
Dude, you're lucky.
I've acquired the beer.
You're truly blessed.
Cryptid
gift.
caught fishing on camera.
Cryptid caught. I love 'em.
Gay cryptid.
Gay fucking cryptid. Gay Ningen.
Did I?
Gay fish.
I didn't mention on the last episode of Drycast that someone came into my work and told me to go to church because of my nails. Did I?
Oh, didn't you tweet about that?
Yeah.
Go to
So
church.
this guy came in. I've got painted nails for you that are listening to the audio stream. They're a month old now, meaning they're getting a little rough, but astoundingly still clinging on and all their artificial solidity. But so I'm in the store, and I've been wearing my red shoes to work. My nice bright red shoes that are quickly becoming part of my legend, part of my aesthetic. Actually, I just can't afford any more shoes. But so I'm wearing these shoes, and they're kind of pinkish, I guess. They're very bright red. And this guy comes in barefoot, high on meth. And I don't think he was barefoot this time. Okay, yeah. So the first time, I don't think he was barefoot in this particular instance. So he comes in, and he points at my shoes. He hasn't noticed my nails yet, and he's like, "Nice, man. It is really manly to wear pink." And then I was just like, "Yeah." And then I held up my hand, and I think that I changed his life because he just sat. He like literally did the cartoon thing, like where his eyes widened and he was like, "Holy shit!" He might have been drunk, too. In fact, I would guess a combination of alcohol and meth because his eyes were just looked like they were on their last legs, but he was wobbling and yelling and stuff. And then when he left, he said, pointing to everyone else, he said, "Goodbye, gentlemen." And then he pointed to me and was like, I don't know about you." And then, like, before the door closed, he yelled, "Go to church." And then he came in the other day, and he was like, "So did you go to church on Sunday?" And I looked him straight in the face, and I wasn't smiling. And I said, "No." And that was it.
Looked him straight in the eyes and said, "Hot man sex."
Looked him straight in the eyes, and I said, "Leather boys."
Oh, damn.
No, I seriously, like, all these things were coming to mind, all these jokes were coming to mind, but I do value professionalism. So it, like, this is the only one of the, like, the only instances that I had to, throttle back. But, like, I didn't want to throw down some theistic shit, so I didn't want to have a holy war in this gas station. I didn't want to start the Crusades again. I didn't want to be David Blue was the man responsible for bringing the Crusades back after 2,600 years.
The Crusade sequel.
Yeah. Jesus, like, I don't want to be that guy, right? That guy. No one wants to be that guy who brings the Crusades back.
That guy.
That guy.
Say it harder.
So all I did was I just looked him straight in the face, and the thing within my professional persona, that's probably all I could say, and I just said, "No." And he was barefoot that time, and I could have kicked him out, and I should have kicked him
I
out.
was gonna say, aren't they? Just kick him out.
What I
like,
should-
as soon
should have
as
done is just grabbed a case full of the glass Mountain Dew bottles and started chucking them at him.
Like, he asks you if you go to church, and you just like call security.
Dude, you think we have Hy-Vee security?
You should have just said, like, "I pray 5 times a day to the Holy Allah."
No, okay, here's what I was actually going to say. Here's the first thing that came to mind, BMW. I was going to say, no, I only pray to Bentley. But I didn't want to say that because, again, I didn't want to start a holy war.
God isn't real pulls out, like, a box of Limp Bizkit CDs.
God isn't real, and then, like, the entire gas station just starts melting, and just Ayn Rand books fall out of everywhere, and there's just ghoulish screams.
There's just moms outside in their CRVs, and they're filling it up with ethanol gas, and all of a sudden they pull it out, and there's just Ayn Rand blowing out of the pumps. They're just like, "Ah!"
Oh, man. So, like, John Galt, but in, like, ghoul form,
Oh my god.
just starts...
John Ghoul.
John Ghoul, like is holding hands with Richard Dawkins, and they're just screaming that, like, I don't know, like, Muslims are silly. And yeah, John Ghoul has definitely thrown me off.
Fuck.
This is a concept that has not been explored before, I feel like. But yeah, so I didn't go to church, and I didn't say any of the things that I wanted to say. Like, I pray to Bentley.
Damn. You missed a great opportunity.
Yeah, well, me, gotta be professional. I really want to be the grocery store crypt keeper. I really want, well, I mean, first we'd have to have a crypt. And I have actually pitched this to upper level management. I was like, just saying, I think I'd be a lot more suited to being the gatekeeper for our jail. With like a huge axe. And I was like, you wouldn't have to change their dress code at all. It's still, keep relatively short hair and wear a tucked in shirt and khakis. But I just have a flail, a medieval flail, and a pendant blessed by the god Ra.
As we all have pendants blessed by the sun god Ra.
Well, I'm kind of a car man myself. I actually am in possession currently of the 8th plinth.
Nice, dude. I'm carrying around an Ankh with me everywhere
Dude.
I go.
Dude, that's fucking sick.
I got my Mott chain. I like the idea of Mott. It's a Egyptian god of death that is just a tomb that's slightly open with like a hand coming out of it.
Now, that's my kind of god.
But that's not Bentley.
John Carpenter presents Mott.
Yes. John Carpenter presents The Thing 5. Still thinging.
What is this thing? I feel like I just sprayed beer everywhere. Okay. Let's see. So let's do car. Let's get down and dirty in some industry news. GM is going to face criminal charges, or is likely to face criminal charges, over its ignition switches. Damn! That is some really old news. Like, I don't know why I put that in there. Maybe for its sheer irrelevance. Because it's on the front page of the business and tech section of the Wall Street Journal. Okay. $1 billion. Okay.
The Wall Street Journal is irrelevant because E40 has the Ball Street Journal that you can read instead.
Son of a bitch. No, I read the New York Pest. Only. The New York Pest.
New York Pest
That is-
in the Ball Street Journal.
That is such an obscure joke that I will be very impressed if anyone gets that. Okay. Audi. This isn't really news because this is more like rumor news. And it's true in the sense that it's sort of legitimized, but Audi is thinking that China might be its best bet for in general future-looking technology, like introducing maybe V2V technology and some technology. Oh boy, these letters are good. In China first. And I'm no industry expert, and I'm certainly not an Audi. But I would say that China is probably not the best bet. For a few reasons. One, even China at the height of its economic dominance, I shouldn't say the height yet, but as high as it's ever gotten, because in other news it is declining. They tended to be the last nation really to prefer very traditional automotive lifestyles, if I could use such a broad word. But like, you know, China is the only place where people still get driven in the back of sedans, basically. Like you know, everybody, government, everything. Because everywhere else it's all, you know, SUVs are moving that way. And China is also, you know, overpopulated and most of the population's poor. But okay. All right, Audi. I'd probably bet on Korea if I were you.
I don't think Audi would be very popular in China. I know, like, Bentley is in China, like, very popular because, like, all of their really high-end, like, customized Mulsans were all sold in China. I just... Like,
I think
Audi's
the
cool,
standard
but
is not BMW, is Mercedes-Benz in China, if I remember correctly.
Mercedes-Benz is the standard everywhere.
Yeah, well, I don't think Audi really doesn't have a big enough departure from either one of those brands to really make it. But I don't think it's a good idea. Like, and maybe, you know, obviously these people know more. They have to know more, right? Audi, fucking hire me. You need me.
Dude, in China there's a saying that I don't think I've had the opportunity to say anywhere else, but I would rather cry in a BMW than smile on a bicycle.
I'm moving to China. That's amazing. Yeah, I think you've told me that before, but I think the last time
There's an entire Wikipedia page for that saying. and I want to get it tattooed on me.
That doesn't sound Chinese to me. Like everything that I know about about Chinese culture, that sounds like much more
Okay.
like.
It was like a meme. There's somebody on a game show, and it was like a dating thing, and this guy was like flirting with this girl, and she
Oh
she
yeah,
said,
I remember this.
I would rather cry in a BMW than smile on a bicycle.
I'm going
and
to
it was
marry that
taken the
girl.
wrong way.
I'm gonna marry that girl.
Yeah, that is a very creative insult.
Find that girl for me. Someone find that girl for me. Track her down. Get me her
I'm
Hotmail
about to go
account.
cry in my BMW.
This is what.
Sounds like the kind of tagline you'd put at the bottom of a mixtape.
Guys, I've
on
got
the
some
cover.
news. I've got some dry-cast news for you.
New Drycast news. My M3 is literally just a box of tissues because I can't stop crying.
That's good, but no, this is breaking news. This is breaking news. Ozome, who hasn't been on here in a while, is currently celebrating Easter. So happy Easter, Ozome. I hope you enjoy it.
Happy Easter. Come back.
No, I mean he's actually celebrating Easter, like he posted on Facebook right now, it was 7 minutes ago, that he's currently celebrating Easter. So beware of the egg, as I always say. May your feet be swift. May you scurry away and elude the egg for another year. Ozome, good luck. But
Izome came from like a very, very religious family, though.
I'm in what religion are they celebrating Easter right now?
I don't know, but I've heard him say stuff like that. Like his family was like very, very Christian.
Well, I mean, I could say the same, I suppose.
Well, he actually had a crisis while watching. I'm not. No,
Yeah.
I'm
Okay.
not gonna do this.
Let's talk about Bentley instead.
Yes.
I feel like there was something relevant to Bird, but I don't remember what it was.
Well, I did see some nice birds yesterday.
Oh! We're not done with car. We're not even close to being done with car. I'm going to put a link in the show notes. It's the breakdown of the BMW 3.0 CSL concept. Because do we really want to talk? Do we really want to fetishize design anymore on this episode? I don't know. Yes.
Yes.
Actually, yeah. It's just
It is that good in that yellow paint. It's beautiful.
like from a design standpoint. Let's say I'm someone in the industry critiquing this from a design standpoint, and I'm saying I can say this because I've read perspectives of people who are in the industry on this design. It's good. It's very good. And by good, I mean how you can tell when there's a good or bad video game, generally, if you know anything about video games, right? Well, this is good. In that sense.
The CSL, I mean, they brought it back for the M3 CSL on the E46, but, I'm really excited for this car if it goes into production.
The thing I'm not digging on the front end is I love the fender look, because that's never been done before. I can say that with almost certainty, that sort of modular grafted fender that wraps around the front fascia. But it does... Okay, guys, I'm blanking because I'm drunk. Female reproductive organ. The uterus. That's what that is. Sorry. The shape of the uterus is sort of simulated as it was intentionally on the F12, but on the front. And, okay, goodbye, Colin P.
Good night.
Lucky. Good
Later, Colin.
Good uterus. Run away from the egg fast. Good uterus. Yeah, I suppose it is time to leave when I am like, I'm drunk. What's a uterus? But yeah, so, it's good. It's good thing. Good. The wood, it's all good. The yoke, the seats.
Look at that video. Now.
What the fuck did they put in that thing? I haven't heard anything about the engine. Oh god, I forgot about how good the butt looks.
I love the headlights.
I mean, BMW, like, they do this homage, and this clearly isn't something that they're just like, oh yeah, you know, let's just do this, you know, that'll be fun, do it in a spare time. This is clearly something that was heavily designed and is a functional concept, and they're not going to build it. But
They're not gonna build it?
no. I mean, the last piece of literature I said that they were definitely not going to build it.
I'm going to cry.
Good thing you have
Oh
your
my
BMW.
god! The noises this thing is making.
That thing's going in the same vault as the M8.
Dude, we need to liberate. Well, actually, no. I was gonna say that, and then I don't remember the name of where it's being kept. Isn't it like BMW Poison Storage?
Yes, it's the BMW poison storage.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I mean, I'll back you up, man, through whatever, but that's gonna be a big one. If we're gonna liberate the M8 and 3.0 CSL homage from Poison Storage, we're gonna need some help. Like, military help. The United States military versus BMW.
Nah, that's a war I want to see.
Yeah, that's the movie that I want to see. Thank you,
Listen-
BMW, for just existing in general.
Isn't that just World War II?
You're welcome.
Yeah. That's thank you so much, Shinji, because when it comes to World War II, let me just say, Shinji, your World War II game is on point. Always.
Thanks. That's really the only, like, compliment I need.
Wait, let's see. What was World War II called when it was happening? It wasn't called. Was
The
it called,
next one.
like, but like I know World War One was called the Great War. World War Two, it would be great if it was called Another Great War. The Better War. Alright, well, whatever. Okay, let's see. What was
World War II was called the Great Patriotic War in the Soviet Union.
That's interesting. Considering that in the Soviet Union's case, it was only defense.
I know it was the Great Patriotic War against fascism or something.
Oh,
Cool.
okay. Shouldn't it be called like the fascist war? Like the war in which we kill fascists.
Oh, no, I'm pretty sure, like, in the late 40s, they were just like, yo, World War II sounds pretty good. I could be wrong.
Now, I watched the movie Pearl Harbor, Shinji, and I'm gonna have to make a correction here, because in the movie Pearl Harbor, which Pearl Harbor was the origin of the United States involvement in World War II, the young man with the dimples, can I forget his name? It was Danny. Danny said, fuck, I don't remember what he prefaced it with, but so he says, "I'm not so sure, Rafe." That's not a direct quote, but this is. But I think World War II just started. Thank you, Danny. Clearly, Shinji, Danny was the origin of the term World War II.
Yeah.
So- Which, like, wow, that makes no sense. Wow. Because they didn't even they called World War One the Great War. So if anything, it would be the Great War II. And like, oh my god, Danny, you fucked up. Holy shit. I don't know, man. I don't know if I think we maybe should call this episode to close. Because I'm addressing a fictional character. Danny Dimples. And And
Private First Class Danny Dimples.
yeah, come on, Danny. Get in line. Okay, we're discussing Pearl Harbor. For one thing, I made a movie, Pearl Harbor 3. Check that fucking movie out. Features Danny Dimples, actually makes a return. Real short, less than 10 minutes. On the Drywall Music YouTube channel. Good movie. Some people call it my best work.
No.
You think we knew about Pearl Harbor?
But this is the third one.
Yeah, no, but like you think it was like an inside job?
Oh my god! You know what? Honestly,
Kamikaze pilots can't melt steel beams.
let me just give you an honest answer, Shinji.
Midget subs can't melt steel beams.
Let me just give you an honest answer. I hope to God it was an inside job. Because that would be amazing. And I hope that George W. Bush was behind it. Because in World War II, wasn't he like a PT boat captain? Or no, that was in Vietnam. No. Fuck, who the fuck is George W. Bush?
I mean, do we even know? He's behind everything. Of course, he's going to be shadowy and reptilian.
Please forgive me, audience. I know that he was... I know that George Bush is much too young to be in World War II. I'm just not... I'm smarter than that. I'm smarter than that, I fucking swear.
You should address Bush by his former and, proper title.
Mr. President.
No, it's old Obama. We have the new Obama.
Oh.
We have current Obama.
Pre-Obama.
Proto-Obama.
Currently voting on the future Obama.
Yeah.
Proto-Obama. Good God, I had something to say about Danny Dimples, but I lost it.
Fuck Danny
Oh.
Dimples.
Did he know it was an
Yahoo
inside
Auctions
job?
Sailing Solution.
Danny Dimples was like the Alex Jones of 1941. He figured out that whatever the equivalent of jet fuel can't melt steel beams in the Pearl Harbor context, in the context of the attack on Pearl Harbor on December 7th, 1941, let's just pretend that came out of my mouth. Quote, Danny Dimples. But anyway, Danny Dimples, I remember the first time I saw this movie. Even then, I knew that Hans Zimmer was a fucking asshole. Just a big old butt. Hans.
Is it because he's German?
Okay, no.
Is that what you learned from Danny
you-
Dimples?
Shinji, do you realize how much pure German blood I have in me? Do you realize that I am descended from German royalty? Do you realize that I would actively participate in the Third Reich if
I
I
was
were
born in an S class.
I was born. Whoa.
The one.
Okay, fuck, I'm losing this. Man, I'm getting to the point where, let's see, I was talking about Danny Dimples.
Danny Dimples. He figured it out.
Okay. Oh, I was going to talk about the movie in general. So in the movie,
Hans Zimmer.
there's this guy. Oh yeah, Hans Zimmer. I'll get that out of the way first. The song Tennessee, which is clipped to fucking hell and made a parody of in a very well executed parody, I might add, in Pearl Harbor 3 because it's involving correct liveries and accurate simulation. Hans Zimmer made this song called Tennessee for Pearl Harbor, which is literally, and I mean, my piano music is very repetitive and very harmonious, but I don't put it in movies. This song is just these, like, he just was like, yo, I gotta make as big of roomy feel-good chords as I possibly can, and we're just gonna play those chords over and over and over again. What's the most feels that I can get from a chord progression, guys? Yo, knock that out on a piece of paper, get me the biggest orchestra we possibly can, and let's widen this bitch out. Let's pan shit all over the place, and let's make some people really feel stuff as we play Vintage aircraft flying into the sunset, because America is a wonderful place. But you know what's not wonderful? Cheating in a committed relationship. And that is exactly what happened to Mr. Danny Dimples and his bride, brunette nurse girl. They didn't get married. I think I'm a little drunk.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. This is gonna be good. Okay. When I first saw the Pearl Harbor movie, there was this guy, Rafe, and this nurse, and they were doing it. But then Rafe went over to England and crashed and didn't die, but everyone thought he died. Danny Dimples was Rafe's best friend since when they were kids. They repeatedly tried to kill each other, and that's how they bonded. They assisted each other's suicide attempts, and they never succeeded, but that's how they bonded. And Danny Dimples comes in and is like, yo, bomb-ass pussy girl, you down to fuck? And then they fuck in some parachutes. And then Rafe gets real mad when he comes back. And I got mad with Rafe. But I didn't get mad at Danny. I got mad because that's real unfortunate, man. That sucks. That sucks that Danny Dimples got all up in your parachute, girl, because you died. And that is the ultimate theme of Drycast episode 26, I think.
No. The ultimate theme is in GTA Online. You have to steal a bunch of jets, and when you end that mission, it automatically plays that song from Top Gear. Top Gun. As you're flying around.
Way to the danger zone.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have a Phantom in GTA Online. That's mildly interesting. Or well, I'm glad that like Rockstar finally was like, I don't give a fuck about copyright. We're just gonna make cars that are real cars.
It's great. I have in GTA Online a GTR, I have an M6, an M3, and a very obvious Torino AE86, and it's just every car's a bootleg.
Oh god, the AE86 is so ballin'.
Is it?
It's so much fun. Like, I hated it at first, but once you get it, like, modded out and you actually take it on, like, a dirt track, like, it is amazing.
Too fast for love. Too fast for anything.
I didn't play
I like the M3
the fucking last gen version, so I can't get the CRX and online, and I'm gonna cry every day.
911 only.
You know, the GTR, though, is the most fun car in the game. For no other reason than, like, once you get the turbo on it and you get all the transmission upgraded and, like, everything, like, you just cannot, like, drive at full throttle in that thing. It is too ridiculous.
Yeah, well, like, what happened is, like, I made a bunch of money eventually, you know, because I was like, hey, heists are cool. And then I was like, man, let's buy some cars. And I bought a bunch. I'm like, I can't drive half of these. I suck. I'm using keyboard. I cannot accurately.
Oh, so you have a GTA Online on the PC?
Yeah.
Add me on Steam.
Okay.
I play it, like, every day.
Live on Drycast, friends are made. Bonds are forged. Leather bonds are forged. Okay,
War bonds.
I did have...
We went semicircle.
I did have other stuff that I wanted to talk about in car. But first, here's a link and not much talking. This, thanks to Kale. These, I should say, thanks to Kale, are the 6 military everyday carry watches under $100 that you gotta have. Everyday carry is a thing that I am legitimately interested in. Call me beard boy, but I would lick them all. These are good, except the last one. I'm saying these are good because I'm wearing one of them.
Can I wear all 6 at once?
Dude, wait for the Evo review.
On a necklace.
Dude, wear a timepiece necklace. No kidding. Do that.
There's a blatant Evo 10 in GTA Online, and it's beautiful because it's got armored, like, steel plates on all of the windows.
Oh,
and it's bulletproof.
Rockstar knew the Evo's market better than Mitsubishi did. Clearly.
Have you got...
And, like, in that mission, you have to drive up a parking garage, and it's, like, it's and then you steal an Evo at the top. It's like Tokyo Drift.
Oh, they're pink slips.
Have you seen what the fucking Eclipse is called?
No.
It's like the fucking...
Suffering.
No, it's
Poser.
I just
it's
really
the
like
Penumbra. It's called the fucking Penumbra.
Oh dear.
Is that a foreign term that I should be familiar with?
No, it's like another. It's similar to an Eclipse. It's like
Yeah.
really shitty pun.
Oh, that's
You know what's
actually better.
even better though? The Evo 10 is just called the Kuruma, which is
Oh,
just
yeah.
Japanese for car.
That's astounding. Just this is the car.
Yeah.
It's the one you're gonna use.
But yeah, so that
Exactly.
watch link will be in the show notes. I'm not going to talk about those anymore, other than telling you that I'm wearing one right now because I'm an intelligent man.
Instead of buying a watch, buy an Evo 10.
That's a good
BMW
that's good-
advice.
That's a good advice. Okay, that's a good advice. That is good advice. So Automobile Magazine did its review on the Mulsanne Speed. I'm going to be talking about Automobile Magazine for a brief moment. I won't do it too much. This magazine was birthed sort of in a story relating to Car Magazine, Car UK, which, by the way, that's a damn good name for a car magazine. Car. Like, straight to the point. Like, the name of the magazine is Car Magazine. Damn. Those men don't fuck around over there in England. But Automobile, pretty close. Only American car mag that is stomachable. Because there are no references to Miami Vice or Law and Order or whatever the fuck these people like to make cultural references to. They did a review on the Bentley Mulsanne Speed. The Bentley Mulsanne Speed has got their big ol' V8 twin turboed, and it makes 800 foot-pounds of torque at 1750 RPM. 800 at less than 2000 RPM. And they didn't make a big deal of this, and I'll probably never drive one. But from the stats that I'm seeing, the red line's less than 5,000 RPM. It's like 4,500, I think. What I'm seeing, this thing must be like, I mean, that driving experience can't be like any other. What other sedan is developing those kind of numbers that is tuned to develop that much torque? That low end.
And only 5,000 RPMs.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, good car. They apparently have a carbon edition, and for God's sakes, don't buy it in the carbon edition. Don't order that.
It better be like all carbon. Like everything is carbon in it.
I'm pretty sure it's just like they replaced the wood accents with carbon fiber accents.
You get a free copy of Need for Speed Carbon.
There's a game called Need for Speed Carbon.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I might have dreamed it.
It was a PS2 game.
Oh boy.
My cousin had it.
Dave's going to be emulating some stuff tonight. That was a joke. I don't do that.
Dave's gonna be emulating some Need for Speed.
No, I'm going to be emulating. Tonight,
So cyber.
I'm going to be emulating.
Gonna act out how I'd feel if I was playing Need for Speed.
Tonight, I'm going to buy 2 tons of Doritos. And I'm going to be emulating.
Did you hear the fucking Jeff Ross joke that got cut from the most recent fucking Comedy Central roast about the dude from Fast and Furious who died?
Jeff Ross. I'm not
Yeah.
sure if I know who that is.
like a comedian. He's in every Comedy Central roast.
And he was making fun of Paul Walker for dying.
Yeah.
What a prick.
Yeah.
I mean, I made fun of Paul Walker. I guess I don't know.
Well, like, the joke wasn't important. The point is he made the joke, and, like, people started booing him, and he said, what? Too soon? Too fast? Too furious?
Oh boy.
And I was like, wow.
You know, honestly, Paul Walker's death is a bigger deal than 9/11.
It really is.
Yeah.
I didn't see any Need for Speed movies until like 2 months ago, but having seen 5, 6, and 7,
Now
he's more important.
let's add up. And I know that Drywall has a big bias against firefighters, but let's go on the society standard, right? Let's add up all those people that were in the World Trade Center. Those 3,000 people that died. Do they really equal Paul Walker?
No,
No.
they don't.
I mean, like, not to give too much attention to a fucking Comedy Central roast, but one of the guys who was on there, his like, he was the first one up. He's like, he's roasting Justin Bieber, because, like, that's who Comedy Central found or whatever, I guess. And he's like, hey, Justin, my dad died in 9/11. I used to be jealous of people who had dads, but then I met yours. Now I'm glad. And I was like, wow, that's good opener.
Well, that's
Damn.
what the roast is. It's just you get somebody who has so much money that it doesn't even matter.
Yeah.
And they can just sit there as people make fun of them and they're laughing because they're just getting paid for it.
Now, okay. Now, I'm backing up a little far here. But are you saying that Comedy Central organizes things where it's like, we're going to have an event where we make fun of people?
Yes.
Yeah.
they-
They're pretty average.
In like
disappointing.
2007, I remember they did one for Flava Flav. They've been doing this for years.
Now, is
Yeah.
the person present?
Yeah, they're,
Yeah.
they're right there, and they have a bunch of unfunny pricks. They just stand in front of a mic and degrade the person, and then they pay the person who was at the roast. So you just get paid to make fun.
And, well, they usually donate it, so, like, yeah, but it's still, it's
That's
like
my
a
kinda
publicity
occupation.
stunt, essentially.
That is my kind of occupation.
The only redeeming factor about this most recent one is Hannibal Buress just didn't read his script at all.
I don't know who that is.
Hannibal Buress,
I'll Google it.
He's on the Eric Andre show.
pretty good. He came up and he's like,
That
he did like a
doesn't help me.
few jokes, and then he's like, yeah, Justin, I heard your music. I don't really like it. I don't really like your music, man. It's not very good music. It's not my taste. It's not, you don't make good, for like 2 minutes. Just in different ways. And then he's like, yeah, I don't know, man. You don't make that good music.
That's amazing.
And he's like, I mean, I don't even know you. I'm only here because it's a good opportunity for me. And I mean, quite frankly, this is one of the most transparent attempts I've ever seen for you to look better in the public eye, and I hope it fails spectacularly.
Damn.
They cut like half of what he said from the reruns.
That's amazing. Poor old Justin. Oh, this is okay. I'm gonna end Drycast. But before I end Drycast, I just want to say that I met iJustine once in a chat room a long time ago, and I'm not kidding. It was the real iJustine, but I thought that it wasn't the real iJustine, so I was like, "Please stop with the vehement insistence that you're the real iJustine. It's cool. I get that it's just a joke." And she was like, "No, like, I'm actually iJustine." So I met iJustine,
That sealed the deal.
and back then I was too naive to promote myself. And I really regret that. That's my biggest regret in life, actually, right here. Right now, let me just confess that, is that I didn't have a website to promote to iJustine in 2008 or whenever it was that I was in that fucking chat room. Okay. All right, boys. We ready to close this episode up?
Yeah.
It's 3 hours long. All right.
Paul
Walker
Walker.
shouldn't have died. In fact, take me instead. If we can trade me for Paul Walker, please do. So, that's the end of episode 26 of Drycast. I am David Blue. You can find me on Twitter at Asphalt Apostle. And you can find Drycast on the web at drywall.ws, or more specifically, more directly, get in there at drywall.ws/drycast. You can talk to us on Twitter using the hashtag Drycast. We're making a film, This Infinite Burden, of Amish exploitation and splatter horror, and the thing that will single-handedly revolutionize the film industry forever, or just be a really entertaining 40 minutes. I'm rooting for both. It's called Children of the Corn 30. That name's changing, but it's called Children of the Corn 30 for right now. You can go to drywall.ws/Children of the Corn 30. Like it on Facebook by going to facebook.com/Children of the Corn 30. That'll help us a lot. Donate. If you go to the page on the website, there's the big old donate button right there. Donate. Get this movie made. You want to see this fucking movie. All right. So thank you to Colin P., Shinji, BMW. Thanks to me. Thank you, David Blue, for another episode of Drycast. The judge of what is and what is not cool. This has been episode 26. Happy Wednesday, and good morning. And goodbye to you streamers.